Vaginal rejuvenation.
Say that shit again about John Ritter.
Ritter, whose acting career spanned more than 3 decades, died of an undetected aortic dissection on September 11, 2003. His family has already received more than $14 million in previous settlements, including $9.4 from Providence St. Joseph Medical Center in Burbank, where Ritter died.
The day before John Ritter died, I texted my friend Bart just a random picture, like a random headshot of John Ritter, just to, I don't know why, to be funny or something like that. And then literally 8 a.m. the next day, Bart texted me. He's like, "Hey, dude, John Ritter just died."
Oh my god!
And like to this day, anytime like his name's brought up, which isn't that often because you don't randomly bring up John Ritter unless you're watching like Problem Child or something like that. But Bart he'll mention it that I'm partly responsible for his death.
Wow!
So I just think it's kind of funny. I bet it's sad.
It is sad. Providence Medical Center of Burbank, where ABC stars go to die.
You have entered the Witewolf's Den. WITEWOLF. No H. Here we are together again where it all started with another fabulous Oscars exclusive. We are celebrating the 92nd annual Oscars. We're talking about the movies. We're talking about the actors, the actresses, the directors. It's all here. My special guest today is Mario, with some super secret, juicy Hollywood gossip. And of course, we have our favorite co-host, Yard Dog. Here we come.
Yes.
Welcome. Is it the 92nd annual?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. This is the White Wolf's Den. We have Mario. Do you want me to say your last name?
No.
Mario.
Can you say my Instagram?
Yeah, what's your Insta?
At the Dantis Group.
Yeah. The Dantis, like Adontis?
Yeah, Dantis, yeah.
Adontis, D-O-N-T-I-S group?
Yes.
So we got Mario West here. He's our guest and my co-host with the most. Introduce yourself.
With my real name or
Yard Dog.
Okay, I don't like speaking in third person, so you have to introduce me.
Yard Dog is back. This is where it all began. It kind of all started with me and Yard Dog in this place called the Beehive. We started interviewing. We did, but before that, this whole thing started because we did an exclusive on the Oscars, and it's so popular that we are going to keep doing it until it doesn't become popular.
This is year number 3.
Yes.
And it's because we both are very passionate about cinema, as you know, and obviously the Academy Awards are the pinnacle of the cinema and what happens and shit like that. So I'm just fucking glad to be here, man.
So last year, in order to even be allowed to do this, last year we have to do a little recap of last year. Roma was the movie to beat. That's all we could talk about, and it didn't win.
Yeah.
Green Book won.
Yeah.
Was Green Book the one with the musician driving around in a car and shit?
Yeah, but I had seen every movie except somehow Green Book fell off my radar, and so I was like, I didn't even hear of this movie. I guess it's like I don't need to talk about that. Everybody's talking about Roma. They were the favorite at Vegas to win, anyways.
Right.
And so Green Book won. So now this year.
So what's going to be this year's Green Book?
I'm changing exactly.
I'm
changing my mind because I've seen every movie on this list.
Wow.
So I'm going to name this list. So it's 1917. There's freaking 9 movies on the Best Picture nominations.
That's too many.
It's like, fuck it. Let's just nominate all of them.
Yeah.
1917, Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Do you all have your list in front of you?
Yes, we do.
What movie do you think I didn't see?
Okay, I'm going to...
So that's the first. This is our first game of the day. What movie did Bobby not see?
Well, I know the answer.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
so okay. So only Sean is playing.
I'll be quiet.
All right.
So the winner gets a beer, and the loser gets a finger in the ass.
Oh.
So now Mario wants to play.
Yeah. Both great prizes.
Keep it PG, guys.
Okay, so take and you only have one guess, Sean.
All right.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I know what it's between.
Hold on. So you know what I told you that I saw yesterday. I told you what movies I saw yesterday.
Yeah. No.
So you can cross some off.
I know, but it's between Little Women and Parasite.
Okay, so which one do you think?
It's going to say I'm going to say Little Women.
That's right. Am I that predictable?
Yeah.
Someone asked me had I seen Little Women, and I said I love that show Little Women in LA about the short people. I love it. Yeah, it's
Is
like
it-
a
there's
real.
a, there's a real
it's a
show.
real
Oh, so
people-
is it, okay.
It's a Real Housewives with people that are highly
Who,
challenged.
okay, yeah.
highly challenged.
They're-
And it's called Little Women?
Little Women Difference Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
I think I don't have cable. I don't have. Is it on regular TV?
We know
yeah,
about
it's
it.
on Lifetime. Yeah, it's on.
That's not
Lifetime.
regular TV. That's a cable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I don't have that. All right, so I haven't seen Little Women, but my wife did.
What'd she say? What's
She
the
said-
verdict?
She said it was a good movie, but she doesn't. And she said that's it. She didn't. She never said like, "Oh my god, it's the best movie of the year." So,
Yeah.
my opinion, I'm putting that on the back burner. So for me, that movie's probably going to win now
No,
because
it's
I
not.
didn't
No,
see it.
there's no way. There's no way.
Okay.
Plus, we've seen another remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before, what were you going to say, Sean? You got something to say?
No, nothing.
No, you got something
No,
to
you
say.
cut me off. Whatever.
No, you.
Are we gonna go down and talk about these movies?
If you want to.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go down.
Come on,
Okay.
these are the big nine. So we already
And I
got.
can just say why I wasn't interested in seeing it or didn't get
Yeah.
around to it, but I did see a few of them.
So, yeah. So before, let's see. So I want to talk about Marriage Story.
Okay.
with
that-
Adam Driver.
Yeah, and is he up for
Love
Best
Adam
Actor?
Driver. Is he?
He is.
please tell
Yes,
me.
he
Oh,
is.
yes, my money's on Adam.
So you got Adam because you think he's hot.
Yeah,
and
he's,
then
he's a good actor as well.
and you got he is a good actor.
was,
He's got ScarJo.
ScarJo.
Love her, my
we
former boss.
and they're both in it for that movie. Now, when I first was watching the movie, has anybody in here seen the movie Divorce American Style?
No, never heard of it.
Great movie.
It's a comedy from the 60s.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
1967.
1967, I think.
And it stars Dick Van Dyke and then a lady that I'd have to look up. And I feel like an asshole.
Loretta Grace, I think.
Are you serious? Are you
No, I
serious?
just made that up.
Okay, I
Oh,
don't
wow. That's a great old Hollywood
Right?
name. Good job, Sean.
Well, in this movie, he basically has a fight with his wife, and then both sides of their friends convince him that they're divorcing, and then they do.
Is this Marriage Story or the irrelevant movie that you brought up from the 60s?
Both.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
No, in that movie, it kind of goes to that, and then they go to with these lawyers, and the lawyers convince him like, "Hey, like you deserve as much as you should have," and Dick Van Dyke's like, "Okay, so
Yeah.
I get the mortgage, she gets the house." They're like, "Yeah." She gets the car, I get the car payment. She gets the kids, I pay child support. And then he ends up being like super broke.
Yeah,
and
that-
he's like driving a fucked up car. So when I saw Marriage Story,
yeah,
and
Marriage
she
Story
got,
is pretty
have you
similar,
seen it?
but
Have you seen it?
it kind of
I've seen
centers
part of
around
it.
a
I'm
young
just
creative
watching it.
couple and their son navigating the tricky waters of a bicoastal separation and impending divorce, right?
Well, that was very scientific.
The promos reminded me of Kramer versus Kramer, which is one of my favorite movies. I'm a big Meryl Streep
Yeah.
fan.
River Wild with Kevin Bacon, great movie. Meryl Streep.
I'm dead. It was a good movie. So it reminded me of Kramer versus Kramer. So I get pretty emotional. I love drama. So I was like trying to pick the right time to watch it.
Yeah.
But I watched part of it. I love Scarlett.
And it is a drama, and it basically they are going through divorce. Some things unfurl. I don't want to. Should I do spoiler alert tag?
Yeah.
Should we
Spoiler
do
for
it?
sure.
Okay.
As long as we're gonna see it after
Scarlett
it's
Johansson
good.
dies at the end,
Oh my god!
like
7 times.
Wow.
Iron Man at the end of Avengers.
She doesn't die. She doesn't die. I mean, she basically. They basically are having a divorce, and you're like, she's treating him like shit, and
God.
I was like, fuck her, like she's treating him like shit. But then, what do you think happens? Why?
because he was cheating on her.
Did you look that up, or is that
No, I just
that's what happens in it.
pretty much?
men are pigs.
Oh,
So it's like you find out. I mean, that's not the whole movie, but it's like there was a reason why she was pissed. But then he says, "Well, it's because you weren't fucking me, or you were sleeping. We stopped having sex, so then I had sex with her." And it's like, but that's no excuse. But it's basically, they're having a divorce, and they say, "Oh, we're going to do it amicably," and then it's not. Because she gets this lawyer that's like the best lawyer in L.A.
Who plays the lawyer? Was that a...
Laura Dern.
Laura
I think.
Dern.
Laura-
Yeah,
oh,
I love Laura Dern.
You know
Yeah.
she was married to Ben Harper?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And-
Why is that crazy?
I just thought that
I'm the one who said that. I said that's crazy.
Just
Why is it
answered-
crazy?
the worlds colliding. I was friendly with Ben when I lived in Austin, Texas. I just could not imagine them together.
So I live...
With
about
Ben Harper.
si-
He lives
my
he
God.
sleeps on his couch.
I live about like 7 miles from a music store that Ben Harper's family owns. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
I met
love
his
Ben.
brother.
Ben's a very nice guy.
I never met Ben Harper, but I met his
Diamonds on the
brother.
Inside's my favorite Ben Harper CD or album, whatever your
He's cool.
So my wife Jen was a huge fan of his in
When'd
college.
you guys get married?
We got married at the end of October, which I haven't really talked about because I had other podcasts that I had dropped, but I had recorded before I got married.
So this is your first married broadcast or podcast?
Yeah, it's a happy. Hey, by the way, it's a happy New Year, and I'm married, and this is the first podcast of the year. This is like the inaugural. We're setting it off.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on.
It's my first podcast ever.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, and Mario's a big deal, but you guys are about to find out later. But anyways, Jen told me when she was in college, she was the biggest Ben Harper fan, and she loved him. And then she went to the store, and there was an album with his face on it. And then she goes, "Huh, who's that black guy?"
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. That's hilarious.
She said that's when she found out he was black.
Oh man, that's awesome.
At least she just didn't assume that all that music came from Dave Matthews, because a lot of people do that as well.
Or that other guy, who was that guy?
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Oh my god,
Jack Johnson and Ben Harper actually like
interchangeable.
do
Well, they
songs
play together.
Yeah, they do. They're really good friends. Yeah,
And they sound like I've never seen them in the same place
Yeah,
twice.
it was funny. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I heard that one song they did. I didn't know Ben Harper was on. I was like, "Holy crap, Jack Johnson's pretty fucking good at guitar." And then
it wasn't him?
Then I hear on the radio, I was like, "Yeah, that's a song that Jack Johnson did with Ben Harper." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, it was Ben Harper.
Oh, okay. That's why it sounded good.
So,
but no,
but-
Jack Johnson's a good singer.
Yeah. Now, the only reason I'm talking shit about Marriage Story and all these other movies is because none of them have sponsored my show, and I'm actually not going to talk good things about them until they fucking
Absolutely,
pay
that's
up.
right.
Pay-
That's right.
So we're going to go to
Pay up.
quick. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. So you made a movie in Hollywood, and you want the White Wolf's Den to talk all awesome about your movie. Well, there's a simple way you can do this. You can go to patreon.com/Whitewolf. WITEWOLF. Remember, no H. So if you think you've made a movie in Hollywood and you're up for consideration and you want the 92nd annual Oscars exclusive podcast, The White Wolf's Den, to talk good stuff about it, then you too can go to patreon.com/Whitewolf and give me a little bit of cheese. And then this is what it'll sound like. It's like, okay, and we're back.
Wait, hold on.
It's like,
break.
oh yeah, beer break. Do you want any beer?
No, I'm
Any
good.
drink?
Yes, I do. I drink Jack and Coke only.
You want a Jack and Dr. Pepper?
No. I have other things to do today. I can't be doing
What
that.
do you want Truly?
You want
What is
Truly?
that?
It's like
Oh, don't give it to him. That's the thing that makes fucking basic bitches go all crazy.
Oh no, yeah, don't give me that.
It's alcoholic LaCroix. That's what it is. What it is.
Alcoholic LaCroix.
There's like 17 of them now because somebody figured out. Well, who was it? White Claw. Dude, White Claw came out and like all the basics fucking went nuts over it.
Wow.
Because it's LaCroix with that you can't even tell it's alcoholic, and then all of a sudden you're like,
An alcoholic.
yeah. So now that all the movies came forward and they paid up and they asked me for their consideration, I can talk freely the way I really want to talk about them because they're all pretty good movies. I saw all of them except Little Women. Let's talk about actually before I go on. Which two have you seen?
No, I've actually I've seen
2.5.
No, I've seen Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, okay.
In the theater, and I saw Joker in the theater, and I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the theater.
Okay.
And I watched a part of A Marriage Story. But
And
I
then-
saw
and Sean-
I watched Avengers like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and
I've never seen an Avengers movie before.
none.
I've only seen Iron Man 1.
Well, that's an Avengers.
You know
movie.
what?
That's
They're all
Avengers.
they're cool, but
Yeah.
they're all the same.
I never wanted to work on one either. No, just kidding.
I mean, there's a
Just
lot of
kidding,
money. If you get-
Barry, my
if-
friend that works at Marvel.
get-
Avengers Endgame did not get snubbed because they got a visual effects nod. So
Oh, there we go.
yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about 1917 really quick. Does anybody want to look up the actors?
Sure.
Because all the big names in that movie, besides like the I
That's
would
Sam
say
Mendes?
It is Sam Mendes, and
is it Sam Mendes like Shawn Mendes, or is it Mendes like?
Very different. No, just kidding.
But first of all, I'd like to say that movie was incredibly historically accurate
How do you know?
because I was there. I mean, actually,
You're there in the theater watching it?
Yeah, I was in the water.
You're like, yep, that happened.
Yeah. Well, I did. I did some research,
Some Wikipedia
and
research?
somebody else said it was. So I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with them.
So the stars of this film were Dean Charles Chapman, well known for his work in Predator 2, George
Was he
McKay,
really in Predator 2?
and Daniel Mays.
You're really convincing me today. I must be not on my game.
So that film centers around it's a period piece. During World War I, a couple British soldiers are sent on a dangerous mission to stop an attack by the British 7th Division that'll probably result in a massacre by the Germans. And essentially, their assignment takes on an extra urgency as one of the young soldiers' brothers is actually fighting in that division. So he's essentially in a race against time to save his brother from getting killed, along with 1,000 other men.
If anybody saw the movie Gallipoli with Mel Gibson, which they made us watch in school,
Is that the one
where he was the talking
he's
beaver?
no,
he's a colonial ex-Civil War guy whose family gets murdered and he kills everybody with a hatchet?
In Gallipoli, he is basically a track star, and he goes to World War I, and he has to get some message somewhere, and he has to run really fast.
That's
and not get shot.
That's where the term marathon comes from.
That's exactly what the fuck are you talking about, Sean? No, I'm just kidding. No, but in this movie, the British soldiers have 1,600 men that are basically going against what they think is a pushed back Germany. Mm-hmm. But Germany is actually setting them up. They're retreating on purpose because they have reinforcements. Mm-hmm. They cut the phone line, so there's no communication. And so someone said online that they said 1,600 men in this movie makes sense because it's not a total loss. Okay. But it's enough so that they only send 2 guys to run across literally like enemy territory to get a message across to their allies. Now, what makes this movie?
This is before texting.
So what?
Yes. So what makes this movie an Academy Award movie? Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
What year did this movie take place?
2020. All right, 2019. No, it was made in 2019. Dick face. And it's 1917.
Oh, okay, got
the
it.
actual period.
All right, that's what I figured. With the title, I just want to know if there's any other.
What makes this movie best picture material? When I first opened up, it opens up and they're sitting by a tree sleeping. This dude, the general, wakes him up and says, "Hey, you get up. You got to go and meet with the real general. You need to see these guys because and they don't know why." He goes, "Hey, wake up, get a buddy, and go meet the general." They have no idea why. Mm-hmm. One camera shot, all the way walking through. Turns around, follows them. Like for 15 or 20 minutes, I didn't see a way that there was no seam. Like, so like fucking one shot for like 20 minutes, following them into
Was it?
The whole movie was
interesting.
The whole movie was one shot, but there was seams. Like you could see like if they went through like a rock, but it was very seamless. Like there was one scene where he gets knocked out, and then it's like a few hours have gone by. But other than that, even there's a scene where he's walking and he gets off a truck. They follow him. He goes to this bridge, and somehow the camera goes from following him to like going over the water. I was like, how the fuck did they get these shots?
It's interesting.
It was all one shot.
I'll have to check it out for that.
The lighting was spectacular. And so I think it's going to win Best Cinematography for sure.
No way.
It's going to win Best Production Design.
Really?
Because, okay, that's a toss-up between that
and Parasite
and Once Upon a Time.
Right? Yeah.
Because Once Upon a Time, they literally shut down the Hollywood freeway and they had the hundreds of like period piece cars.
Yes, I actually had just come I just moved to LA from New York, and I had just come from a Hollywood dispensary with a new strand. And as I just finished smoking and turned the corner, they were shooting on Hollywood Boulevard. So it freaked me out. I was like, wow, this strand is good. It took me back to the 60s. It's amazing. And then I realized what was going on. And then I knew people that were working on it. So it was really great to watch it. Tarantino seemed very hype and yelling from the what do you call it? When the process trailer, right?
You saw him when they were shooting?
Yeah, I saw him when they were shooting, yeah. And it was great. I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan. So I usually don't talk much about that, but I like usually see everything he does. Like,
Does your son know how big of a fan you are?
yes, I took
Gross.
him to the premiere. I took him to the premiere, and my son recorded us like talking to Leo and Brad and stuff. Yeah.
When it goes to best like production design, it's like Once Upon a Time is right there because of how much stuff they did on Hollywood. So our key grip Jay Rez,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he worked on that movie.
Oh, wow,
and
I
he
didn't
said
know that.
he goes, yeah, all those neon were real because
Yeah.
he goes because I moved all of them.
That's insane.
He was like
They did blocks and blocks of it. I remember like they shot mostly at night over there. So during the day, the stuff was still up. The Pussycat Theater and all that stuff. It was their work was amazing.
Did you did you have any idea how that movie was going to end when you went in there? Did you know what was going to happen?
No.
How'd you feel about
What
the
happens?
I didn't like the ending.
So someone at work, the one of the camera focus pullers, Art, he was like, I love that movie all the way up until the end, and then he turned into same old bloody Tarantino. Now, can I say this though?
Yeah.
I like that shit.
It's entertaining.
So for those, this spoiler alerts too, who haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, at the end of the movie, it's supposed to be the story of when Charles Manson's people went and killed Sharon Tate.
Okay.
Yes.
Except in this movie, it's a what if. And they basically run into these other actors and this stuntman who he finds this underage girl who's super hot, and then she gets in the car and she's like spreading her legs and doing all this stuff, and he goes, "How fucking old are you?" And she goes, "Old enough." He goes, "No, show me your damn ID." And she doesn't, and he's like, it's Brad Pitt. He's awesome, and he's so fucking cool in this movie. But he goes to this place, and then they're like, they want to fucking kill him, and they slash his tires, and they're like, they fixate on him and the actor that he's with. So back in the day, they used to do, Charles Manson and his people used to do these creepy walks where they would go into people's homes because every door was unlocked.
I did hear that.
And they would just go into these houses and they would like look at people while they were sleeping, and they would like move shit around in their house. So in this movie, they go and they're gonna and they're like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna kill these people, and they go in to kill Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
Do they?
They go in the house, and Brad Pitt's there with his dog, and he fucking sicks the dog on them, and they're fucking. It goes. Do you remember on Family Guy when there's the chicken fight scene?
Yeah.
It was like that.
With a dog?
A dog, 3 people with
It was done really
knives.
well.
Does a dog die?
Nope.
Oh, thank God.
The dog is
I hate when
fighting.
fucking dogs die.
He gets
Man.
stabbed. He gets stabbed. Like Brad Pitt gets stabbed. He like she sets someone on. Like he's
crazy.
He throws the lady like through the glass in the pool, and then Leonardo DiCaprio comes out with a flamethrower and sets them on fire. It's basically what the point is to me. Is what you wanted to happen to the people who killed Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
So really?
Yeah.
That's so. It's basically.
Oh, I mean, I saw the movie, but I forgot that part.
It's revenge porn. That's what it was described as. Now, again, I love Tarantino. I love unnecessary goriness.
I love Tarantino too. I just didn't like Django Unchained. I didn't.
Why?
Too much N-word, dude. Calm down, Quentin. Calm down. It was a little bit ridiculous.
Has Sam Jackson ever said that he doesn't like that?
I don't know if he has or not, but I just felt
'Cause I feel
weird
if
about
he's
it being
cool with
written
it,
on
like-
the page. If it's an actor's improv, I'm fine with it. But if it's like Quentin Tarantino's written on the page, it was gratuitous. And I saw it at the Vista Theater in Las Feliz, and there weren't that many black people in there, and I felt like every time the word was said, they were all looking at me. It was so awkward.
That'd be awkward.
So awkward. Yeah.
No.
To see my reaction how I was going to react, because it was just used so
Well, when I was
Literally like 80% of the movie.
yeah.
when I was
It's crazy.
in I went and see Pulp Fiction with my mom when it was in theaters.
Yeah.
Was that 92 or 94?
Yeah. You're like 8 years old?
I was like 10 or 9.
Oh, wow.
But I saw Total Recall when it came out.
Were you watching that part like where
When the dude gets fucked? Yeah. My mom was
Hey,
well,
did
can I
she
say
explain
something?
to you what was happening?
Well, hold on, dude. Can I say something about that? Yeah. So when that scene happened, fuck you, Skip. Your fucking scooter right now. My next door neighbor who I work with is on a scooter and it's
How old is he? Is he what like 17?
He's fucking 50.
Is it a
okay.
Vespa?
Yeah,
It is a Vespa.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like he's making popcorn
I
over
thought he
there.
was mowing the lawn.
So
Weed whacking.
So when that scene came up, when they're in the pawn shop and they're fighting, and the dudes
Yes.
are like, "Hey, fucking quit it. Hey, go get Zed. It's like, or go get the Gimp. It's a Gimp sleeping. Well, fucking wake him up. And then the music starts going. I didn't know what was happening because you didn't see it. And that song came on, and my mom goes, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "They're fucking him." She said that like out loud in the theater. She was like, and then when I saw it, like, cause you see him fucking him, and then the dude comes with the samurai sword.
Oh yeah, the guy gets chopped in half. He's like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah. But when we came out of that movie, my mom was like, "That's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life." And I was like, yeah, it was crazy. He goes, "I can't believe they fucking show that guy getting raped." She's talking to me, and I'm 10. That's why I'm the way I am today. But I love Tarantino, and I love. But the reason I brought that up is because in that movie, when they bring the dead guy to Tarantino's character, he goes, "What do I look like? Dead N-word storage?"
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah,
you can't do that, because especially like when I went to film school, whenever I was trying to write something kind of like
edgy,
like the teacher would be like, you gotta watch out with that stuff.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't write it. And when I say edgy, I wasn't writing the N-word. It was just other things. Yeah, and they were just like, you can't. It was even, they said, if you're writing a character out, you can't say the fat character, because then like no, but it's like, because then how are you gonna cast that?
Right,
but they do it anyways.
They do. The breakdowns are insane if people could see those.
Yeah. Fat actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like they said in school, like you don't want to do that because it's offensive. But I guess if you're Tarantino, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
So anyways, we talked about 1917. Honestly, I think that movie blew me away, and I was like, that could win Best Picture. I saw Ford versus Ferrari last night. Basically talks about Carroll Shelby Cobra creator, car designer. Okay. They were the first American car to beat Ferrari in the Le Mans. Do you know what the Le Mans is?
Yeah, it's a race in France.
24-hour race. 24 hours.
Yeah, I thought it was about. I know it's about the car.
Yeah, but there was some politics, like in the movie, like because the driver's a little rough around the edges. The English dude, hot-headed, and then Ford didn't want to let him drive because he pissed off one of the CEOs they were unveiling the Mustang, and he goes, "This thing's a piece of shit. I wouldn't take it. I would take a Chevy Chevelle before I take this piece of shit." And so they were like, "Yeah, I don't want him racing because he's a piece of shit."
I definitely wanted to see it. I just didn't get around to it. I like Christian Bale and I like Matt Damon a lot. I just didn't get around to it.
Christian Bale, he did a stellar job. Is he up for Best Actor? No. Supporting role, maybe. Check supporting role.
No.
Wow.
Is Matt Damon?
For what?
Nope.
For a leading role? No.
Or supporting? Yeah.
Nope. He is not.
And I thought that they were pretty good. I mean, they got snubbed. I thought that there was a lot of people that I know that said, first of all, I'll give that a nod to production designing as well, because it's also a period piece, takes place in the 60s.
So essentially, if you make a movie that takes place before like 1980, you're going to get a...
Even 90s, dude. 90s is period.
Yeah. That'll work, though. The Academy loves period pieces.
Bill and Ted 3 comes out.
It's going to be set now, though.
Well, that's a period piece.
It's not out, though.
It's not out yet. No.
Yeah, next year, though. Yeah. Future, keep that in mind.
That's the one we're going to be talking about next year.
But before we move on to these movies, what are the odds for in Vegas, or if anybody?
Oh yeah, let's go.
If anybody's making any bets, these are.
Are you talking motion picture or leading actor and leading role?
No, we're talking about best motion picture 1917. What are the odds?
They are currently. They have the second best odds. They're at 19-2, which comes out to about a 10.5% chance of taking home the Oscar gold.
So do you know what that means when you say 19-2? Like, so if I put like $100, what does that mean?
In all honesty, I know the answer. I just don't feel like explaining it. This is not a betting podcast. This is an Oscars Academy Award cinema-centric podcast.
Have you guys ever watched ESPN?
I've seen it before. Is that a show?
Dude, all sports analysis is all betting shit.
Yeah.
It's all betting shit. It's all stuff to say, like, that's all it is, dude, my opinion. I don't want to get sued for libel.
Yeah.
Or libel?
No.
Stats? Libel?
Libel.
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 Is it
Not
libel?
not
What's the other
liable.
one? Libel?
Slander, libel.
Slander. So whatever.
there's
So,
slanders.
so it's my opinion that ESPN that all their sports analysis is basically to help you gamble and shit. So 19 to 2. So Ford versus Ferrari. Where are they at?
Ford versus Ferrari, they're towards the bottom. They're at 18 to 1. A little
long
over
shot.
a 5% chance.
Maybe the long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know
What do you call
what? The
it?
favorite's only it's pretty tight knit right now.
19 to 2. That's like that sounds like 9.5.
It's 10.5.
10.5.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
they're
so,
number 2. Number 1's actually Once Upon a Time.
So Once Upon a
Yeah,
Time
that's
in
where my
Hollywood.
money is.
But they're
I
only
think,
at 11%.
I
so.
think that they, in my opinion, I think because of that last ridiculous scene, that would take him down a notch. Because dude, you know what movies win? You know what movies win in fucking the Academy Awards? The Shape of Water.
But this is the thing though. It's got Hollywood in the title, which Hollywood loves itself, and also has Tarantino ever won a Best Picture? Has this film ever won a Best Picture?
Good question.
So it'd be for body of work.
Well, let's see.
They love to give it for body of work.
Has Tarantino ever won?
I think he's been nominated. It's been one of his films.
I don't
has been
think he- I don't
nominated.
think
I don't think he's won.
We should know this. We're
Because
the experts.
I would remember his speech.
Best original screenplay twice. Best original
No, but
screenplay twice.
you were
doesn't count.
talking.
Best
You were
Picture.
talking, and
Yeah.
something happened. I have no sound. There we go.
And that's the one they won as the Best Picture Oscar.
Django Unchained
Ah,
and Pulp Fiction.
okay.
But he's never won as best director because his stories are fucking great.
Yeah, this could be his year. I'm gonna say this could be his
I'm
year.
gonna say his cinematography and lighting, everything is pretty
Yeah.
good.
I actually
You
love
know?
all the scenes in the film where Quentin showed off his foot fetish. They were lit perfectly. I mean, I love feet that are lit perfectly. The ones that were smashed up against the dashboard, the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in Once Upon a Time where they're I believe they're in the restaurant, and the fucking camera pulls back all the way out, like super far. Then it comes up like it's like. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, that really blows me away because I know what it takes to get that stuff
Yeah,
done.
absolutely. It was shot really well. I really enjoyed it.
Feet? So does he have a foot fetish?
Yeah, that's like a known
Horribly.
thing from like Kill Bill, like
Can't
with Uma
control
Thurman.
it. Yeah, he's got to get shots of it. Yeah, people in the audience that I saw it with were giggling every time they did. There were feet shots.
So Jen, my wife has a friend who's a sportscaster named Pasquarelli is her last name. You know her?
I don't think so.
You're the sports expert here. So Jen says, "Oh yeah, she's my friend. She's pretty hot." So it was me, Jen, and Randall. We're at the bar at Jen's cousins own a bar on Montrose and Monrovia. So I said, I'm gonna look her up on Google because that's what you do.
Oh no.
The first picture that comes up is from Wiki Feet. There is a website called Wiki Feet where freakazoids post pictures of their favorite actors and actresses' feet and they rate them.
I'm so freaked out, but also writing that in my notes.
Dude, me and Randall were dying, and even Jen was like, I've blown Jen's mind by accident so many times.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Wiki Feet.
Wiki Feet.
Wow.
So they are a sponsor of our
Yeah.
show. We're sponsored by
I
Wiki
wonder
Feet.
if Ashton Kutcher is on there. He's got webbed feet.
I will say this: I
Ugh.
only,
He's got webbed feet on both of them, yeah.
I only saw men. I mean, women.
Oh,
women.
women.
I only saw women. I saw. I'm assuming there's men, so I don't want
Who
to.
knows?
I don't want to be sued for libel again.
I'll check it
Liable?
out, and
Libel.
I'll check it out, and I'll get back to you with a full podcast on Wiki Feet.
Okay.
Brought to you by Wiki Feet.
So, Once Upon a Time favored. 1917 is a close second,
Close.
and then Ford versus Ferrari kind of at the end. So,
Yeah.
what's the next in that little? What's the next up there? Parasite.
Parasite's
Fourth.
in third place.
Third. See,
Yeah.
that's what I would have thought. So, Parasite. Anybody
quick.
seen it?
I didn't see it. I
saw it.
My son kept mentioning
You
he
did?
wanted to see it. How do you?
So tell me about it, Sean. Tell me all about
I
it.
didn't watch it. I didn't watch it with subtitles.
This is actually
though.
on my list, so no spoiler alerts on this one.
So go ahead, Sean.
Parasite?
Yeah.
It's a foreign film. I believe it's Korean film, correct?
I'm not.
believe so.
I'm
I
not
believe-
answering shit.
I believe so.
You're
Yeah,
teaching me, Sean.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Well, I mean, it's directed by famous Korean director Bong Joon-ho. Currently, it's got 21-2 odds, roughly a 8.8% chance. And really, I mean, in a nutshell, like greed, class discrimination, and really it centers around this mysterious interloper threaten the newly formed symbiotic relationship between the wealthy Park family and the destitute Kim clan. So it really kind of centers around that whole kind of melding of a relationship, and it just kind of follows that aspect and that angle, and it really takes the
Mario.
I have to be in the mood to read at a movie.
yeah.
I'm an American.
You haven't seen that movie, have you? You were making a point to have not have Sean ruin that movie. When you heard about the movie Parasite and you said you wanted to see it, what did you think it was about?
I thought it was like a movie that was I can't think of the name of the movie now.
What was it about?
I thought it was about zombies.
I thought it was like The Host.
Yeah,
Okay.
like right. It was like a zombie movie, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was
some,
like this famous Josh Hartnett movie called The Faculty.
Oh, my friend comes in that FaceTime. She worked on it. She's got great stories. Oh, we should have her
she wants.
live on the show. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be about.
Yeah, she ran first team on that. She's got great stories.
All right.
Faculty.
With with Hartnett, Minneapolis native, by the way.
Oh yeah, he lives there full time.
Yeah. My brother
not?
lived there
Not
for
part of the
years
LA
and
process,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, cool city. I
Yeah.
mean, too cold in the winters, but
Mall
like
of America. Yeah.
you know what Mall of America is? I've driven through the parking lot. It just looks like a big mall, which it is. But outside of that, Minneapolis
From
is
the
a pretty
parking
cool
lot,
city.
Sean, you didn't want to go inside?
Nah,
There's a roller coaster indoors.
I've heard, but whenever I go there, my brother just takes me to like cool breweries and restaurants and stuff. And
Okay.
We're back-ish.
backish.
Back-ish. So what were we talking about?
Anthony Anderson's best movie.
We're talking about Parasite.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. So, yeah, I recommend watching Parasite. It's an awesome foreign film. What's happening? Am I fucking you again? There. This fucking thing. I need to get a longer cable. Okay, so Parasite foreign film. Bong Joon-ho is up for best director as well. Let's see. So then, The Irishman.
Oh yeah.
No.
What's the odds on The Irishman?
Give me a second.
No, do it now.
Sorry, that sauce was really spicy. It's still,
I know.
it's still there.
Oh, these pop chips are really hot. I like it, but it's like
Woo!
I love pop chips. These are burning.
So I have some sandwiches, and I gave Sean some Chipotle stuff.
It's delicious, but
It's really good, but it's really hot. It's from San Diego. It's called Smoke Boss.
ooh,
Made by a veteran.
Possibly a new sponsor.
a veteran of what?
I'd love it. Just so you know, before they're a sponsor, I have to say that they don't agree with any of the opinions that we say on this show, so they can't sue us or something.
Great.
But I'd love for them to be a sponsor because their hot sauce is really good. There's this little store at this little like kind of old timey area in San Diego.
San Diego.
It's like all dirt. It looks like an 1800s town. Are you okay?
Wow.
Yeah, that had some aftershock.
Yeah. You're very
well.
flush
You know
right
what?
now,
But you know what's
Sean.
really going on too is I'm preparing you guys because today we are going to do the one chip challenge, and I'm going to try to video it, and we're going to put it on YouTube. So you ready for that, Sean? Did you know that?
What?
We're doing the one chip challenge.
What's a one chip challenge?
You'll see.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
We're all doing it. It's hot. Okay, so
The Irishman.
the Irishman. What are the odds on the Irishman?
You're at 13-1, which is middle of the pack, 7%.
Fourth place.
Yeah, roughly.
Dude,
fourth place.
I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'm going in order in what I thought.
Wow.
Hollywood or Vegas thinks about Hollywood.
Okay.
Roughly fourth place.
Because that's what this podcast's all about. What does Vegas think about Hollywood? And then after we get to that, then we think, what does Middle America think of Hollywood? Now, Joker. That's my next in line, what I think is next. So you got, hold up, let me get my pen. I got a pen.
I didn't mind the Joker.
Was it good? Bad?
What are the odds of Joker?
I
I'll tell you what I think.
What do you think, Bobby?
No, you tell me first, Mario. But,
I enjoyed it.
So so Once Upon a Time is number 1. 1917 is number 2.
Parasite's number 3.
Parasite's number 3.
For sure.
Irishman's number 4.
Then you got
I said
Joker's number 5.
Joker's number 5.
Marriage Story 6, and everything
Marriage
else.
Story 6. I would have actually gone with Jojo Rabbit.
I think
so
Marriage Story is a little
6,
higher up on the list, but yeah.
and then Jojo Rabbit, what, 7?
Yeah, right around there.
And then Ford vs. Ferrari's number 8.
Well,
Pretty much.
Wow. Longest
Little
shot.
Women's actually 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Ford vs. Ferrari number 9.
Correct, yeah. By the way, if you see Little Women, I I'd highly recommend seeing it in IMAX.
Oh my gosh. That's
3D,
great.
3D.
Hasn't there been another version of Little Women that's probably already won Best Picture?
Probably from the 30s.
Yeah, something like that.
When was
I
that
would
book
imagine.
written?
I would imagine that there is.
I mean, there's 90s I thought was nominated. It might have actually won with
Farrah Fawcett.
fuck you.
Oh my
Fuck
gosh,
you.
That's hilarious.
With the girl who stole a bunch of shit.
Winona Ryder.
I thought she was in that.
Winona.
And I think
Side note,
Yeah.
Winona Ryder, I wouldn't think it was accidentally, but she did take my cigarettes on Star Trek.
Really?
Completely true. At catering. She sat next to me, and then she got up and picked up her tray and took my cigarettes with her.
What kind? Camel Crush?
Camel Lights.
Ooh.
Camel Lights. I say she took them for the points. The Camel Cash. Yeah. Times are hard for one of them.
Remember? She hasn't been in any movies lately.
No, she just does
Nope.
Stranger Things. That's about it.
What about Casper?
Women.
Remember Casper?
Little Women.
Was
She's
she
in
in
Casper.
She wasn't Casper?
Yeah.
Little Women was not
Christina
nominated for
Ricci.
Best Picture.
Huh?
Christina Ricci.
No, that,
Oh shit!
Wait,
You're
Christina
right.
Ricci
Good call.
was
Was
Casper?
in Casper.
Good
She
call.
wasn't.
she has the same forehead.
Wow.
Sorry.
Shots fired.
I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm joking, Christina Ricci. You
Oh,
can't
you
sue
know-
me because that was my opinion. It's kind of a joke. You have to do this in today's world. You have to apologize for everything.
I have a shady moment to bring you about Christina Ricci. Do we want it?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I one time attended.
Hold on. Another Mario story.
I have a very close friend that attended a garage sale, and there were a lot of things that were there, like a unusually large miniature pony, like stuffed miniature pony that was on a rocker or whatever, and everything was monogrammed, and it was Christina Ricci's mother selling her things at a garage sale.
Oh.
That one's on me. There you go.
That story sucked.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Terrible.
I was like, what'd she do? No, I'm just kidding. That's a very nice story. Mario's very connected to the yard sale scene. Another Mario story. So, okay, everybody, who do we think is going to win the Best Picture?
Okay.
Who do we think?
Who's first?
I'm going to say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So that's
I'm
your
with you
vote,
on that,
Mario.
Bobby. I'm with
I
you.
didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, Vegas said that, right?
Vegas said
I'm going to
that.
go with Vegas.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
was
go with Vegas.
guessing what I thought Vegas was. I can't believe the only thing I didn't get right was Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, wow.
But guess what though? I've been fucking wrong every year. I've been wrong every year that I try to guess which one's right.
It's all in a title.
I
If you
think
look
it's
up previous titles
think-
of Best Picture, they love grand titles. They love there's a formula. They love period pieces. They
And
love
then-
comebacks.
best, and then at comebacks they love actors or actresses who cry.
Yes,
They love crying.
Yes.
That's why it's like my buddy's real. He's not famous, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like everything he shows you is him crying. My buddy calls him the crier, the town
I
crier.
should do a list with my top 5 actors I worked with
Yeah.
that are the best criers.
Honestly, I saw 1917 blew me away, and I think it's going to win Best Picture. It
Wow.
should. It's going to win. It's going to definitely win Best Cinematography.
What will?
1917. So this is my opinion on the
Yes,
Joker.
yes.
I'm a fucking dork, comic book dork. I'm not. I'm like half a middle of the road. There's how many millions of fucking superhero movies have we had? First of all,
We've had a lot.
there's like, so we have tons of superhero movies. One thing that made, and I talked about this with Randall. I totally agree with him, and I think I told him this before he told me as well. Like I was like, one thing that made the Joker so special was the mystery. One thing that makes the character the Joker, like especially like when you see Heath Ledger's Joker, Jack Nicholson's Joker, they kind of had like a bit of an origin story in the first Batman, the Tim Burton Batman, which I didn't really like.
Correct.
I didn't dig. I thought it was kind of cheesy. But one of the things I liked about the Heath Ledger Joker was they said, we don't know who this guy is. His clothes are all custom made. We don't know where the hell he came from, so we don't know anything about him, and we don't know how to attack him. With this origin story, they also made the Joker look like a dingus. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
You?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I was confused
Great.
by it though.
You were confused?
I was confused by what we were speaking of, the origins part of the story, because in the other Batman, I guess would have been Tim Burton's. I thought the Joker killed his parents.
Well,
But
there's
in
a lot.
in this one, it
There's
didn't say
But
that.
he led to
It
it.
was
Goonies, right?
inspired by
Yeah.
the violence
Yeah.
and the chaos that went on.
There's a lot of different origin stories in the comics where
In this
he.
movie, wasn't like the Joker's mom like promiscuous and
No.
did that tie into something?
No, she. Well, in this movie, she's writing letters to Bruce Wayne's dad because she says that the Joker. I forget his name. In the, was
Harvey
it
Dent.
No, that's not Harvey Dent.
The actor?
The character that I can't remember.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix
yeah.
is Bruce Wayne's dad's kid.
Love child.
Yeah.
Right?
So she's saying that's what she says, but turns out in the end that it's all delusion, and that they're both fucking crazy. His mom was in like a mental hospital, and then he says,
okay.
"Look, she's not. She's a psycho. I'm
That's
not your
interesting.
dad." And that's what sets him off, like because everything comes crashing in, and he's already crazy, and the state. So it also basically the state stops funding like helping mentally sick people. So that's like a play on politics about like because that happened to in the 80s supposedly.
The Reagan era, right? They
Which
shut him down.
you know
and
what's
people went
crazy
out.
though?
Yeah.
If you look it up, it's like I looked it up and I was trying to see where it shows he was responsible. It's the Reagan era though, but it's like
people say that. but I didn't-
people say it, but it's
Is
like
that
I would do
true?
some research. But it's
Yeah.
basically they did stop funding mental giving pills to people, and that basically plays on that. The problem with that I have is in the movie, the Joker, like the guy, Joaquin Phoenix's character, is like. Somebody look his fucking name up because
No,
gonna
it's
make me sound like-
Joaquin Phoenix.
no, but
Yeah,
it's not
Joaquin
him.
Phoenix.
What's the character's name?
Oh,
Alfred Hitchcock.
Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. He plays. So I need to look up IMDb.
it doesn't say.
It does. His name is something Fleck.
Arthur.
Arthur Fleck.
Where does it say that at?
It's his character's name. He was Arthur Fleck.
Right, but when you look at that, it's interesting.
Oh,
right?
it's just on the computer. It actually
That's
shows
great.
the character
Wonder why
name.
they left that out on IMDb.
Yeah. So Arthur Fleck is like he's almost like Asperger's. He's like autistic. It's like he wants to be funny, right? He's a clown, but then he doesn't know when to laugh when he's at the joke place, and he's like ha 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 ha.
right. It's so awkward,
He's so like not in tune with things. And he almost he goes onto the show and then he kills somebody, and that's when he does it on TV.
That was like Robert De Niro. How does he kill him? Does he shoot him?
He just shoots him right in the face.
Really?
Live
Yeah,
TV.
and on live TV, but all the stuff that he did, he kills some kids in the subway, and it leads to some big revolution, and it's all an accident. And then all of a sudden he like gets. This is what I think in the show, in the movie, like they rescue him after he shoots the guy. They rescue him. They like break him out of it because he's on the way out to he's on the way to jail. And they fucking bash into the car, and they pull him out, and they're like, "Yay!" He's like our god, you know.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah." But so it's like, but they bash into the police car, so he like hits his head. So maybe like a head injury makes him into the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that like one of the things about the Joker is like he's just this mastermind criminal?
Yeah, he's like a
then
mastermind
outsmart-
criminal.
Yeah,
So it's like that's the problem with this origin
Like-
stories. He's like a Asperger's-y, autistic, can't figure shit out dude who turns into one of the biggest criminal masterminds in the Batman saga. So that was
the
my problem.
biggest, like,
So
he's
it's like
the main criminal.
that movie to me
I never
could have
saw it.
been that movie to me could have been anything. It could have been any movie. It didn't have to be the Joker. So,
Right.
that was my problem
Yeah,
with
it
it.
could have been. It's just it was very interesting. What I like about the movie a lot is, and hi to my shout out to my friend Emma who produced the movie. Is that there won't be a trilogy. That's what I love so much about it.
Oh, I'm happy
This is
about
a
that.
standalone
Yeah.
movie, clearly.
But I'll say this. I like the direction that it is going for DC because I didn't really like a lot of DC's movies because they had to
Any of
compete
them.
with Marvel,
Oh, the Batman
and they were
movies.
in a hurry, whereas Marvel had this timeline that just fucking worked perfectly. So that's what really hurt DC's movies.
And really, Jared Leto as the Joker.
I think he could have been good, but they
wasn't.
made it into
But he-
this weird like
You don't think it was his
millennial?
performance was
No, dude. Well,
poor?
you know why? Because but he was directed though, and it was like his performance. they changed the whole script of what was that fucking
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad? They changed the whole script because of Deadpool, because Deadpool was hilarious, and that they made DC that they made that movie like super dark, and they were like, oh my god, everybody loves Deadpool. It's funny. We need to be funny now, and they changed the whole script.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I fell asleep in a part of it at the theater.
Is that Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it fell short for me.
And I think they're just shooting the sequel.
So
now they have Harley Quinn coming out, and I can't even watch the previews. It just says
I love Margot Robbie though. Whoa,
she's like the hottest chick ever.
Whoa,
Don't tell my wife.
Beautiful.
No, she's gorgeous.
So talented.
Yeah, she's really talented. She's a great
smoking.
actress.
Yeah, she
okay,
really
so
is.
you think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? I think 1917. What movie do you think is going to win Best Picture?
The Joker.
Wow. Wow, plot twist.
Just because Bobby's or
I hate it.
Because Witewolf said it was so bad.
And since your friend might listen, I like that movie, and I like the direction of DC. I was just saying my qualm about like that. I'm like, I didn't think the Joker needed an origin story. Anyways, and then Little Women didn't see it, so it's probably going to win. And Ford versus Ferrari, I thought it was awesome. So Best Director, really quick, who do you think is going to win?
Where are we at?
Tarantino?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm
Is he the
go out on
favorite?
a limb and say it like Ryan Seacrest. I think it's Tarantino's night. I think it's his night. I think it's his time.
You know what I don't see? You know what I don't see? Before I do that, no, I'll get. Oh, wait, we'll get into. You think it's?
Wait, did
Tarantino's
Spike Lee
time?
win last year? This is part of my theory.
I don't think he's ever won. Has he ever won?
He might have won.
No.
Black Klansman? Wasn't that Spike Lee?
He didn't win Best Director though.
Oh, he didn't. Did we win Best Picture? I think he's never won anything from the Academy except for last year.
He won Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Picture
See?
and Best Director.
So I think it's going to be Tarantino's. I think he did.
Yeah.
No, he got nominated.
Oh, it just says nominee.
He won. He won for best. I'm
no!
sorry, my fat gut again.
Shit.
He won for best adapted screenplay, and it was a big deal. So I remember him going up, but he didn't win best director or best picture.
I think that this year Tarantino will be the Spike Lee, where they've never been awarded, but he won one other one. But
he won best adapted screenplays.
Right.
They seem to give that, because honestly, Tarantino should have won before.
Absolutely. So should have Spike.
Yeah.
Crooklyn was outstanding.
Yeah,
we should have won for that. I think.
This is what's
I love Crooklyn. It's my favorite Spike Lee movie.
So what do you think? Who do you think is going to win best director? Wait,
who do I think?
Who does Vegas win?
Like?
Yeah.
This is another pretty close race, you could say.
So number one.
You have two number one seeds. That would be Parasite and 1917. So Sam Mendes and Bong Joon-ho.
So I was hearing
they're both 6-1 odds.
My inside sources told me that Bong Joon-ho might win.
Well, he's a favorite along with Sam Mendes.
And then Tarantino's at third place.
Either way.
I don't think that. I'm going to go with it's between Sam Mendes and Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese?
They love to give. I mean,
they love to give old people like on their way out an Oscar.
And pretty much again this year we've gone back to what we usually do, and the Oscars are pretty white again. They're pretty white. I think we should definitely address that.
Is he on his way out of the industry?
And the Emmys. Don't forget the whenever like Blackish goes to the Emmys, I'm like, they shouldn't feel ever bad because it's the white people.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Don't tell Hans that, because my friend Hans. Anyways, so Quentin Tarantino's third then?
Technically, he's in second.
Oh, Vegas has him at second?
Yeah. Well, no, third. No, there's a tie for first and then...
Tie for third?
Yeah, it's all close, though.
So Scorsese and Tarantino are tied for second.
No.
Todd Phillips. Where's Todd Phillips?
Parasite and Sam in 1917 are tied for first, and then Tarantino's a close... Third.
And then what about Martin Scorsese?
Scorsese's a pretty close fourth, and then Todd Phillips for the Joker.
So we will scratch Todd Phillips out. He's not going to win shit.
He's not going to win. No.
So
it's an honor just to be nominated.
I am going to go. My heart goes with Mario. Because I think they would give Martin Scorsese kind of on the way out.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, it is. It's on the way out.
They do that.
It's fucking old. They did that sort of, even though it was awesome. The Hateful Eight soundtrack, they gave it to that Italian spaghetti western songwriter. I don't think he'd ever won an Oscar, and he was like 100 years old, and they were like, "Here you go," and he was like, "Grazie," and then he fell down dead.
That's awesome.
He didn't, but I think. But if I was going to be a betting man. Oh man, they might give it to Bong Joon-ho because
You
it'd be
think so?
like because it'd be like a thing like, oh look at we are giving it to non-white people.
And it's Korean. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
about Sam Mendes? Is he Hispanic?
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, Shawn Mendes'
He's the
dad.
Spider-Man guy, right? Is
he?
I think he did Spider-Man's before.
Hey, we're supposed to know this.
Yeah,
like we're
we
not
are
supposed
the
to be.
experts.
Yeah.
Well, you know who would know this.
No. Who?
Our
The internet?
exclusive
Oh,
inside.
Tommy Mutter.
Yeah.
Is he available?
Yeah, he's available. So
Okay, we'll
anytime
give
we
him a
need
call
him,
in a
he's
second.
probably plugging away right now. He's
I just wanted to talk. So we got our director. I think it's going to be Martin Scorsese if he's on the way out. Bong Joon-ho, so it's not a white person. And then
you know
Quentin
Sam?
Tarantino because maybe.
Sam,
He's
you
British.
know what? Sam might be. I mean, can we just take a look at his previous directing jobs?
Yeah, what's up?
American Beauty in 1999.
Ooh.
Road to Perdition in 2002.
Who's in American Beauty?
Kevin Spacey, rest
Good.
in peace.
He's got a good.
yeah.
He's got a good.
Walter Matthau.
No,
No, that's Grumpy Old Men. with Jack Lemon Party.
not Mira Sorvino. The
Is that
other
his real
Mira.
name? Have you been to his website?
And he
Have you been there?
No,
Lemon Party?
no.
I'll show you later.
All right.
It's a good website.
2008 Revolutionary Road.
It's one of our sponsors.
Oh, really?
Do you know who
Revolutionary
Sam?
Road
Do you know
with-
who Sam Mendes was once married to? Kate
Wait,
Winslet.
Yes, because he
From,
directed her Revolutionary Road. He directed her,
Oh, I was thinking Titanic.
but it ended badly.
You know, there's another category. There's another category.
Ended badly
Hey,
for Leonardo DiCaprio.
There's another
That
category in
idiot
here
drowned.
Yeah.
that we didn't talk about.
What?
Best Dad, and the Oscar goes to Mario.
Oh, what is that? Oh, thank you. Oh my God, is it a cookie?
Look at it.
Oh, this
It's
is
his best dad.
great.
Hold
You guys
on.
can see this cookie on my Instagram if you just go to at the doctor.
Is that from
Oh my God.
It's from the Village
Oh,
Bakery.
nice,
I'd
man.
like to thank so many people for this award. First of all, my son, because it said best dad, and also a doctor named Julie who cleared me up of gonorrhea in 2002.
That's awesome, man.
That really happened?
yeah.
Congratulations.
Just
gross.
one.
Oh, two?
Well, I'm being
Yeah, that's
honest.
when I graduated high school.
Oh, really? He's
not
by
joking.
that time.
I graduated in 01. Hey, isn't that crazy? He's like 78 years old.
Are you?
No,
That's awesome.
I was born in.
You don't have to say,
Yeah.
You're my mom's age.
You serious? I could be your dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Is this a great world? I already have one.
That's why I gave you that.
Yeah, man. He thinks highly of you.
Because yeah.
He's gonna be like, later, Mario,
Yeah.
Dad.
Or should I call you
I
Dad?
want to say that.
You know that. So everybody was talking about Adam Sandler was going to be nominated
Oh,
for
God.
Best Actor, and he didn't get nominated.
And he's upset.
He
I
is.
understand that he's doing a short right now with
Do
the
I-
same
does
director
any-
of Uncut Gems. He's already shooting it.
Did you see that?
Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
No.
Did you?
I saw a commercial and
I
just
don't care for
It
that
was.
woman.
It was a good movie.
that woman that did it. I don't.
It was
She
a-
makes me anxious.
That movie.
I just thought his New York accent was a little thick.
Isn't that his real accent?
No,
It's
it,
not
like
even-
it was like way overboard. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, it's like watching like who was that? Mark Wahlberg in that Departed movie. Man, it's like, all right, we get it. You're from fucking Boston,
But,
Like,
dude,
ease
they
up a
are
little
from
bit.
Boston.
Yeah, but they don't talk. I've been to
Yeah.
Boston. Like, most people talk like you and I.
Well,
like,
because they're doing the Southie thing.
oh, it's so
not
bad.
good,
Like,
yeah.
like Departed was a cool movie,
It
but
was,
man,
but
that
it
whole
was too
Boston
much.
accent like killed it.
Did
for
they
me.
win? They win Best Picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
See,
Scorsese,
crying,
right?
crying, and fake accents.
oh god,
That's what gets you an
Yes,
Oscar.
very
like
good.
Mark Wahlberg's a cool actor, I guess.
Or also,
I mean,
can I ask me with that list? Crying. What was the other one thing you said? Crying. Accents.
Accents.
And slavery.
Oh,
if you
dude,
play a slave in a
racism.
movie,
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna get nominated.
And then the other thing.
12 years.
Yeah. Harriet.
Harriet.
I mean, like, yeah. Come on.
what about
There's
Mental
more.
disabilities, but not too
Oh,
much.
yeah, yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
I don't want to say
No,
you can't
yeah,
go
yeah.
full.
But you
You can't say that anymore.
Yeah. My
But
favorite
it's
movie,
true.
I Am Sam. Sean Penn did a great job of balancing that.
Forrest Gump?
But that's what gets you the
That
Oscar.
was too much for me, Forrest Gump.
Balancing
I
it.
mean, I was younger when I saw Forrest Gump. I just thought it was entertaining because I've never really seen a serious movie like that.
Did you see Radio with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
I saw some of it
Okay.
on TV, and I,
With commercials.
it was on
TBS.
TNT.
At 6:05.
So Uncut Gems was one of the most. It was like stressful. I was stressed out the whole movie because the whole movie he's like a hustler, like he's in debt, he's a gambler, and he's got all these jewels, and he fucking takes stuff from other people to hold, and then he fucking puts that up for pawn shop shit so he can go bet on sporting shit.
So he's a gambling addict?
He's a gambling addict.
I never knew what it was about.
And then and in cahoots with the mob who's in his family basically, and he's like fucking his family over, and every time he gets something that he could pay shit back, he goes immediately and says, "I'm gonna fucking put this on here."
Is it? I mean, you said it was stressful, but is it good? Because it
was good, but I was just stressed out. It was like I actually felt like anxiety, and I don't feel that in movies. That's what they wanted to do.
I actually prefer Adam Sandler when he does his dramatic roles because
he did good.
I did Big Daddy with him, and I've always felt pressure to laugh because he was always making jokes. So I feel like I had to like courtesy laugh.
I don't do that shit.
I don't. I was a little mad.
Is that why you laugh at my shit, you motherfucker?
No.
Why are you on my shit? Get out of my show! Get out of here! He's laughing again. It's not even fucking real. I knew that was a fake laugh.
I just felt too stressed out by it, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't like those kids that were on Big Daddy.
Antonio Banderas is up for a leading Oscar.
Wait, what cat? What?
He's my favorite meme. yeah.
This is where
I highlighted some stuff for you over
but
there.
Where's Antonio Banderas?
An actor in a leading role.
Wow, I thought that he was no longer.
So I didn't see.
with us.
Do you know I worked with his lady on some pilot, man?
I do like Melanie Griffith.
Do you know what's funny about that? So I was in line getting
his lady, right?
So I was in line getting crafty because I'm a fat ass. She comes up, and so I'd been working, and I was such a fat asshole who was so hungry that I had dirty fucking hands, and I went up with to get a bowl because I had some soup or something, and she comes up behind me. She goes, "Can you hand me a bowl?" And my hands were so goddamn dirty, and she looked at me like I was such trash. But it was because I was. It was because I was. Yeah, I felt really bad, and I was like, I would love to hand you. I said it there. I said I would love to hand you a bowl, but I'm a filthy animal right now. I said
I'm gonna this category.
Yeah.
Antonio
Sean,
Banderas.
look at this. He got an Oscar for this. Did you know that?
I think this is my favorite GIF of all time. It's from the movie Assassins. it just shows him.
It's when he gets the money in the account.
Like I don't know why.
Is that Angelina Jolie as well? Who was in that movie with him?
There's another
Walter Matthau.
No, that was Grumpy Old Men with Jack Lemmon Party.
Grumpy Old Men 2. Still grumpy.
Dude,
so, best actor Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's going to get snubbed in this one. I don't think he's going to win.
I like to snub him.
Yeah, it's fun. We gave him one. He's good.
Could we possibly?
You know, he used to live back there.
Where?
Not in my yard, but the house right there.
No way.
His dad goes to all these homo associate. We're not in a homo association, but we try to keep our neighborhood in a certain way.
Yeah.
And his dad goes to meetings.
Wow.
He's a diva.
His dad still lives there?
No, his dad just comes to the meetings to help us do things.
What are the Vegas odds on this category?
Yeah, what are the Vegas odds?
I'm very curious.
Actor in a leading role, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
I bet you. I'm going to say Joaquin Phoenix is a
Me
favorite.
too. He's mine.
He's
Number
5-1.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, I thought so.
He did a good job.
Which he will get because in a way they're giving it.
Is Jonathan Pryce the two popes? Is he the one who played Pope Francis?
He's one of them. I don't know.
No, yeah, but yes, because the other guy was
Jude Law.
No,
that's the HBO series. I get
no.
confused.
The two popes was
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
I knew right away.
Yeah. So Jonathan Pryce, I think he did a really good job, but
he's in fourth place.
I don't. Honestly, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Adam Driver's in second place.
That artistic.
He is.
Yeah.
He's in what place?
I love
Second.
Adam.
Second, huh?
Correct.
He might win.
He might.
Well, yeah,
Because that doesn't mean
if you're in
shit.
second place, you might win.
Hollywood would call that an upset. If Adam Driver won.
DiCaprio and Banderas.
So what is this Pain and Glory movie? We're supposed to be the experts here. So Mario, tell me all about Pain and Glory.
Well, it was 2005, and I was young. And I'm just kidding. No, I've never heard of it before.
Oh no, it's a movie with Antonio Banderas.
I didn't know he was nominated.
No, it's a pretty good movie.
4 stars. 4 stars.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was
4
nominated.
stars. I mean,
Yeah.
was released in Spain on March 22nd.
Ooh, foreign film.
Yeah,
Foreign.
Definitely gonna win.
yeah. And
Is it in Spanish?
Is it subtitle? Yeah. it's subtitled.
It just narrates a series of reunions of Salvador Malo, played by Banderas. He's a film director in his decline, and
DiCaprio snuff. So you know what our big problem is? We got to talk about the Vegas odds along with how does the Academy think? How do they think? No, it's not what we think. It's how do these stuffy assholes think?
Right.
No libel. No
Right.
libel. Sorry.
And also we have to account for some of these. I'm sorry to spoiler alert to everybody, but some of these are purchased. You ever hear the rumor back in the day that Paul Sorvino purchased Mira Sorvino's Oscar? You ever hear that rumor?
Tell us about
Get
it.
out your
know if
phones,
I-
folks. That's what I heard. And sadly enough, I was like awkward. I met her yesterday at the Women's March, and immediately when I saw her, I thought about that. I was like, "Wow, your dad may have bought you an Oscar. That's the best."
You said that?
You gave me a cookie, Bobby.
Oh, so now you're going to spill your guts? Is that all it takes? Not just the possible finger up the ass that I offered earlier.
You're talking about Paula Sorvino?
Paul Sorvino. Yeah. Can you find that rumor? I think
He doesn't work on the what's it called? No, first of all, it's Sorvino.
Oh.
He spelled it like cervix.
After she won. After she
Right, that's
won
how I
the
spell
Oscar.
most things.
After she won the Oscar in quotation marks, she disappeared.
Yeah.
So she's forever an Academy Award.
Let me see
winner,
this
but-
list here because
No way, man.
No, dude,
my list.
no, but you're
Don't
looking
touch
shit
it.
up.
I'm gonna see if you
And
just
so let's
Google.
see, actor, because we need to go through these because you need to talk about the Women's March. Actor Tom Hanks. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, supporting role.
Yeah, man.
I bet he's upset about that.
Of course he is.
Tom Hanks is a leading man. No
So,
supporting.
Adam Driver, 13 to 2.
You don't know how to read my
No, you
my
fucking
script.
write like shit.
Let's
Let's run through the list.
All right, for leading actor or supporting role, what do you
Actor in a leading role.
Okay. So number 1,
Joaquin Phoenix.
correct. Adam Driver's number
Number
2.
two.
Number DiCaprio and Banderas are tied for number 3.
Wow.
And fourth place is Jonathan.
Man, they don't give him any respect, Jonathan Price. By the way, though, there are upsets.
Yeah, it happens. But no, like you said, Joaquin Phoenix is going to take it this year.
Has Antonio Banderas ever won?
Yeah, he won for Once Upon a Time in Mexico and for Desperado.
No, baby. Really?
Wait.
For real?
He's won before? I was gonna say. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was
He
so
goes-
freaked out by that.
He pulls out a guitar case that's filled with guns. He just goes, "Let's play,"
And then he
God.
wins.
and he
And,
just
I
blows
have to-
everybody away,
Let me just
man.
clear something up too. I did not know this, so I'm looking at my phone and I'm reading this. There's a
the
number
Paul
of-
Sorvino thing?
Yeah, I'm just. It said that Harvey Weinstein had blacklisted Mira Sorvino.
But that's because he tried to fuck her.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Right?
So that's why we haven't seen her. That's what I thought
Yeah.
it was because her dad purchased the Oscar and she was
Oh.
done. But I did not know that.
My favorite thing was that when and Harvey, if you're going to give me money, that maybe I'll shut up. But when he goes to court with the
Walker.
he pulled the Suge Knight because Suge Knight
Yes.
pretended he went blind.
And also the Bill Cosby.
The bill.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
The Bill Cosby, he was smart. He actually paid people to
dude,
show up in support for him in court.
Dude,
Did you know that?
Harvey had no idea. So
Yeah.
Harvey was caught at the supermarket the next day walking like
Normal.
nothing.
Yeah.
They should throw his ass in the slammer right there.
Yeah.
So actress in a leading role. Let's go through the Vegas
right.
lines really quick.
Okay,
because then-
actress in a leading role. Number 1, you got Renee Zellweger for
yeah, I think she might
some
win.
movie about.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
This is a good category.
Judy.
Where are we?
Renee Zellweger is actress in leading role is right here.
Okay.
movie called Judy.
Yeah,
I think that's a Vegas favorite too, right?
yeah.
Because she's gonna kill it. I didn't see the movie, but it's on my list, and I will see it. But
So Cynthia Erivo is not going to win, right? Because black.
because she's black. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
she's in,
And her name
and not
is-
only that, Vegas has her like at number 4.
Yeah. You know what? It's her name.
Oh,
Like
Cynthia is a white name.
It's white.
So she might win. They might trick her. They went against her. Oh, they want her to be blacker.
Like Lupita gets nominated for a lot of things.
So-
and how do you say her last name? Nyong'o.
Nyong'o.
Yeah, and she played a slave. So that algorithm equals Oscar nomination.
All right, number 2. There's a tie, 13 to 2 odds. Both Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story.
Yes.
And Charlize
Yes.
Theron for
Yeah,
Bombshell.
No,
I love your
I
accent.
saw Bombshell.
it was fine.
It was more about for me the prosthetics and how Charlize looked like.
She
Megyn
looked
Kelly.
like her, dude.
I had to
Okay.
Google it when
She
I got
even
outside the
talked
theater.
like her, though. She did a good job.
She did a good job. Charlize is a good actor.
I think she's a great actress.
What do Renee Zellweger and Anthony Anderson have in common?
Oh, God.
They're both in Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Great movie. Oh my god, it's amazing.
This could be a drinking game, right?
Oh, jeez.
Sean, he doesn't know a lot, but what he does know, nobody else knows.
I love it. I love it.
That's a good way to
I love it.
describe me.
My money's
That's
on
pretty
Renee.
cool.
My money's on Renee. But I love Scarlett forever.
All right, yeah. So they're tied for second. Then
Sorry, Charlize.
some no-named Cerise Ronan and Little Women.
She's
She's from Bird, though, right?
Yeah, she was
Lady
from
Bird,
Lady Bird.
Oh yeah,
She's really good in Lady
I
Bird.
know. I was just kidding. I love Cerise.
Circe.
And then aforementioned Cynthia Erivo is sitting at 15 to 2 odds for Harriet.
So I didn't see. I saw Bombshell and I saw Marriage Story. So I'm gonna say Renee Zellweger on popularity alone.
Yeah.
Even though she looks like she's sucking lemons.
Yeah.
Not anymore. She had that
Jim Carrey actually
work
said that.
done.
Me, myself, and Irene. He's like, your face all puckered up, like it looks like you just sucked a lemon.
But did you guys see her post facelift? She disappeared for years.
Dude,
and
she
came
looks
back.
weird,
She went to an
man.
event that people were questioning whether or not that was her. They thought it was her cousin.
I thought
she looked like a different version of herself, like the Windows version. You know what I mean?
All right, so Sean,
Judy Garland, right?
it's 3 o'clock. You can stay for a little while longer, right? It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the actresses, we got the actors. I'm just gonna go off and say 1917 is gonna win cinematography hands down.
Okay, I'll go with
Is
you
that
on
number one?
I didn't even bother looking that one up.
Okay, good. What else do you got? Actress in a supporting role?
But we haven't been naming anything from The Irishman, which I think because of its old school, well respected
You got some
cast,
supporting actors in
throw
that
it
one.
some.
So but they didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
None of them got nominated.
Irishman?
Yeah.
Supporting actors. You got,
They don't count.
You got
supporting means bullshit.
Dude,
No, I'm just kidding. Let's hear it.
Just listen to the names and supporting role actors: Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins,
Jeebus.
Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt.
And it's going to be Brad Pitt.
By the way, because he's sexy, right?
Who,
He's
me?
sexy. He's
And
so
he
good
knows
looking.
it.
He's so nice.
That's what
He's
that
such a
song
nice
was
guy.
about. LMFAO. It's about Brad Pitt.
Are you serious?
Nah, but dude, in 1917, Benedict Cumberbatch has like 3 sentences.
Awesome.
It's weird, dude. So,
Wow.
so look at it. Supporting roles. These old timers, huh?
Yeah.
I saw Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
okay.
Tom Hanks was cool. I don't think he's gonna win.
He's
I don't think
actually
he's gonna win. He's very nice, but I don't think he's gonna win.
he's in
So
fourth
sad
place.
about this,
Anthony-
the sound guy on that. That was very tragic.
What happened on that? I didn't know.
He was smoking a cigarette in a parking structure, and he fell off and died.
Oh man,
Jeez.
Yeah.
yeah,
way-
there's some dude. The film
way I
world
wanna
is a
go.
crazy world, man.
Dangerous.
It is a dangerous world.
is, seriously.
Don't ever go shoot in Mexico. We'll talk about that next episode.
Don't ever do what in Mexico?
Don't go shoot movies in Mexico. It's freaky, dude.
Wow.
I've been to Mexico.
You might get shot.
There's a big story coming up in the next episode, I think.
Remember,
So-
remember that one time we wound up in Mexico when we were hanging out?
So Sean ordered a beer in a women's club. And he said, "Oh, I'll have a beer," and then he gave the guy $20.
It was
And the
a
guy
$1 Corona.
and the guy just took off. Like he worked there, and he just went home.
Like, I'm out.
He's like, I got paid.
This is my goal. This is my goal.
Yeah.
I think that everyone in this category has previously won except for Brad Pitt. Am I correct? I just put it
Yeah.
Can I say something? Even though I thought he was great in Once Upon a Time, he's not a great actor.
Brad Pitt?
What?
He's not a great actor.
It's about the way he looks.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
fuck that.
He's a
But,
good actor.
No, he's great. He's likable. I don't think he's a great actor.
I don't either. He was okay in Fight Club, and he
No,
went-
but he
went
was
too
great in
far
Fight
12
Club.
Monkeys
No,
for me. It
No,
was
I think
too-
he was great in those roles.
But this is what I talk about. He's going to get it for body of work.
Oh, they're gonna do that? Okay,
They
I'll
always
buy
do that. Somebody
All right.
gets you like, oh, they were okay in the movie.
What
but,
about Legends of the Fall?
the fly fishing movie? Right?
No, that's
Yeah.
River Runs Through It, directed
Oh.
by Robert Redford.
He had the long hair with riding a horse.
Yeah.
See, do you see why I have him on? He does
But
things.
wasn't he in River Runs Through It? Brad
He
Pitt?
was in A River Runs Through It.
He was good in
but
that.
he did. Yeah.
I mean, I could watch Brad Pitt fish all day
Absolutely.
and nominate him for it.
Listen,
You know
dude,
what,
you can go to Pornhub if you want to get your jollies off. But this is an actor in a
This is a
supporting
professional
role.
show.
This is an actor in a supporting role. So, Joe,
You know what? For Halloween next year, I'm going to be Brad Pitt from Legends of the Fall. I'm just going to rent a horse and wear.
You know what? And I'll be Brad Pitt from 12 Monkeys. Bobby, who will you? Which Brad Pitt will you be?
is there a fat one? Because I'll be that one. A fat, bald one.
That'd be cool. Like going to a Halloween party and just riding in a horse and a long hair and like, oh, cool, Brad Pitt.
I'd bring a fishing
Nice
line
touch.
with fish connected to it. Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh,
So-
cool, Legends of the Fall. Nice touch.
So we got two guys from the same movie, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci. But so here's the thing.
They cancel each other out.
So
Well,
They're both in this award and in real life.
Weren't they digitally enhanced or something too?
yeah, but so I watched it, and a lot of people complained because something about the digital enhancing.
I know. I've
like,
heard some complaining.
like if they had jowls, it like basically made them have jowls, but that were smooth. There is a group on YouTube called deep fakes. And they have this technology where they basically plug in thousands of young photos. They have one where they did Jim Carrey. They replaced Jack Nicholson's face in The Shining, and they put Jim Carrey's face. But it replaces only the face. You can still see the teeth and the hair.
That's hilarious.
And when I saw it, I thought that somebody had made Jim Carrey. I thought he did it. But then it was perfect, and I was like, oh my God. Jim Carrey perfectly mimicked fucking everything. And then I was like, oh my, it's not. It's a fake. Wow. So they started by going on these Tonight shows, and they with, who's the guy from Barry?
Barry what?
The actor from Barry. It's like a comedy on HBO.
The guy from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. Who's amazing. I love that guy.
I can't think of his name.
So he was doing these impersonations of like Arnold.
Oh, gosh.
And they would, every time he did it, they would turn his face into the real Arnold. And you were like, and people were like, oh my God, his Arnold is so good. His face even looks like it because deep fake is that good.
Really?
So they showed, if you go on YouTube, Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's
so good.
Yeah.
And his impersonations are spot on too. He's such a good actor.
I just read his name recently. He has a shockingly hot girlfriend right now.
It's not that shocking because I think he's really talented and he's smart and funny.
Who's the woman?
I don't know.
He was like married before, and then he's like, oh shit, I'm making $20 million
while you're
a year,
figuring that out, but deep fake, this shit is legit. And
talking about supporting actors or deep fake right now.
No, I'm getting to the point, dude.
Stay on track.
No, because everybody talked trash about the Irishman's age, like the de-agifying. It just didn't look right. Here's the big problem too. No matter what, even if they had deep fake and they did it the whole movie and it was perfect, they were still old.
Like the way they moved?
Because they were playing like a 25, 30, or 40-year-old, and he went and whooped someone's ass. He walked like a fucking old dude because they're old.
Right, they are.
Why don't they just have younger guys
play them for those parts?
I was actually really disappointed. Not disappointed, but when I met
a 33-year-old guy
you met Robert De Niro?
Yeah, on the street in New York. We were shooting a TV show called Younger for TV Land, and he lived in the building. It was a weird building. It was around the corner from where John Lennon used to live and was shot.
Killed.
And so Robert De Niro lives in that building. And he came outside, and me and another crew member, Grip, was excited to see him, so we started walking just to set. I think he thought we were going to walk over to him because he could tell that we saw him, and he like waved his arm to like shoo us away, and it's like, dude, we're going to set. We're not coming over to see you.
Then after he realized that, he's like, oh shit, I thought they wanted to see me.
Right. So back to Bill Hader is with Rachel Bilson.
Oh yeah.
And Richard Bilson has a
cute.
daughter with Christian Haydenson.
Hayden Christensen?
Yeah,
from Star Wars?
Which
I think he won an Oscar too.
Tove Christensen, his brother, because my old NFL agent, because I was trying out for Sean. Why do we always have to go through this? Is it, I guess the only reason, the thing that makes a show great is friction, right? So my old NFL agent, so he lived in the hills, and Tove Christensen lived across the street. And when I got my Corvette, when I first got it, he was trying to get me to do the Gumball Rally from the East Coast to California as a race.
Wow.
It's an illegal race where all these guys get the fastest cars in the world, and they meet in these countries, and they call it the Gumball Rally, basically. And they race across the countries, getting speeding tickets and fucking crazy shit.
It sounds like Cannonball Run, too.
It's like that, but with real people. Dude, people fly their cars in like Bugattis and shit like that.
Really?
So when I got my Corvette, at the time, it was a 2004. When that came out, it was like a sneaky car. It was like $50,000 or whatever, but it could keep up with like, he had a Porsche like GT that was like $100 and something thousand bucks, and it was like right there. It could it basically the same speed. But I ended up not doing it, and I'll tell you why. Even though I had that car, I was fucking broke. I had no money. I couldn't afford the gas. I couldn't ship my car. So, but what he was saying, I thought, I mean, if he's listening and I've fucking mistaken this, I don't know if he said he was going to pay for my entry if I was going to be part of the team or something. He got 10 speeding tickets driving from the East Coast, and he won.
You're kidding?
Yeah, he won, and they gave him like some WWE belt. But here's the thing, too. I said, you won, and you got 10 tickets, right? I was like, you're not from here. That shit doesn't count.
Right.
If I had 10 tickets, they would have fucking taken, and I don't have the money. I'm not rich. I couldn't like buy my way back into the system. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't have a license. I have to take an Uber.
but do you like my car? Because when you sit in my car, there's a heads-up display that says how fast you're going, so you never have to take your eyes off the road. It's like a digital.
Wow.
It shoots like and this was in 2004.
That's awesome.
But so Tove Christensen, he's like a producer, director, and I remember when Hayden was coming up, he was kind of like on the scene. And also when I was at my football agent's house, there was a knock on the door when I had my buddy from Memphis, because I was still at Memphis at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to him. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to get in trouble if we go back in time, because you're not supposed to have an agent until you're out. But I brought my buddy from Memphis, and we were at the agent's house, and there was a knock at the door, and it was you just talked about him, George Clooney. Was knock on the door because there's a trail that has a gate with a key, and Johnny Hall's the one. He's my agent. He's the one who had the key. So the door opened, and he goes, "Hey, go open the door for me." So I opened the door because my agent was kind of older, and I was like, "George Clooney's here."
Oh my god!
And my friend he was from Mississippi. He was my teammate at Memphis. Was like, he comes to L.A. and we're in a mansion, and George Clooney's at the door, and he's like, "Was this everybody's life in L.A.?" but anyways, best actor in a supporting role. What's number one? Did you do
For
that?
Vegas odds?
I did.
Yeah, really quick.
Supporting role. You got Brad Pitt.
Number one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Brad
gonna
Pitt's
win. He's
number
gonna
one.
win. That's
Yeah.
done.
Because he's beautiful, and he's been doing this a long time.
It hasn't never won. Yeah.
Okay, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, nothing, huh?
No, Joe
They already have
Pesci's
him.
number 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See,
But he won for Vinny, and I don't know.
and so Anthony Hopkins plays
Did
a Ratzinger. It was the Pope before Pope Francis. Benedict is what his name was, and he's basically acting like. Anthony Hopkins is playing a guy who, when he was Pope, was losing his mind a little bit, getting a little senile, and also was super strict Catholic. And I don't know if he gave a shit if they were hiding like pedophiles, but I made
what the movie's about?
I made that last part up.
I don't. Yeah, I would probably.
So is
never see
Anthony
that.
Hopkins not number 3? Where's he at?
Pacino and Hopkins are tied at number 3, and then
Tom
shitty ass actor Tom Hanks. is at
Pacino
number
and
4.
Hopkins in 3.
Just
And,
kidding.
yeah. Well, just like I said I didn't think Tom Hanks. I think that they might do Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah,
Even though I don't
really?
think he was that rad.
And I'm gonna say if they do, he won't be in attendance. He won't go. He's not gonna go to that
Because
He's
of the
old.
Indians. Who's the one who
just
fought for
doesn't
the
go.
Native Americans? Wasn't it him? Who was that in the 90s?
Daniel Day-Lewis, Last of the
was
Mohicans.
Was it? Yeah.
Last one.
So best actress in a supporting role.
Actress.
ScarJo is number 1? No, not for. She was good in Jojo Rabbit.
She was really.
How
good.
about that? Nominated for both actress in a supporting role and actress. What
That's
a sneaky. That's not fair.
Let me tell you something. She's my former boss. I did a movie with her called Rough Night.
Is she going to hear this?
It's fine if she does. It's great. I love
Yeah.
Scarlett. I love her.
Scarlett, you're so cute. don't let my wife hear this.
And what I saw her do, because I keep
ScarJo.
forgetting she's a child star.
Yeah.
So
What
there's
was
a
she in?
different
What was the
level
first?
of acting.
What was the first thing she was like famous for?
I think Ghost World. I think.
Ghost
Am I wrong? With Christina Ricci? No. With
Wait,
That's
Casper.
Casper. Was ScarJo and Casper?
she was Casper. Just kidding.
Oh, you too, Brute.
I thought it was Casper Van Dien. I thought that's how he had his big break, and then he made Starship Troopers.
All right, so number
when
one.
she-
Laura Dern is number
Yeah,
one
from Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah, she's number one.
She's number one. I already
She'll
know.
actually be in the new Jurassic Park.
Richard Jewell didn't see that. I had heard horrible reviews about that, but
So did
I
I.
wanted to see it though.
How do you make a
Weren't they-
movie on that? Like,
Because, well, what's the dude? The dude's playing the never go full. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I didn't see the movie, so whatever I say, take with a grain of salt. I don't want libel or whatever that other thing is. What's that
See it,
S word?
don't see
It could be an upset in this
slander.
category with Margot Robbie.
Really?
Well, because
Because she's hot.
She's
you
hot.
are. That's why you don't
she's
vote.
Hot. She's hot, and the
Do you
Academy.
vote? You don't vote.
No.
You're on the DGA.
Academy will like the fact. That's a message.
She's number 2.
to the pro women movement.
ScarJo's number 2.
See,
absolutely.
Margot Robbie. Oh, because you say upset.
Margot's
Yeah, because Bombshell's about
Margot's number 4.
3.
Number
She's
3?
tied. She's tied in
Yeah,
third
that's
with
about to-
Kathy Bates.
with Florence Pugha from Little.
Who is that?
Florence Pugh.
I don't.
So
From
Kathy
Little
Bates.
Women.
Kathy
Is that a
Bates.
child?
I think Kathy
Is it a child?
Bates. Kathy Bates is number 4.
Is Florence a child?
Florence Pugh? She could. Let's find out. Only one way to find out.
Because children always beat everyone else.
I think Laura Dern. I saw that movie and she kicked ass. Scarlett Johansson was a little heartfelt.
She's an amazing. She says she does amazing work.
Fucking. I don't know who's Florence Pugh. Are you looking her up?
Yeah, it's probably some
dumb idiot.
No.
Florence Pugh.
She looks like she looks real. She's not.
Okay, I see her. She's pretty.
She's young.
Oh, let's see how old she is then, Bobby.
Is she a kid?
No, she's older. Like normal older, not
96. So yeah,
that means she's really old for film.
Yeah.
They'll be using the Irishman technique on her soon.
So we got that. We got best dad. We got. So we think. I think for best actress in a supporting role is going to go to. I actually think Laura Dern's going to win. For upset, he thinks Margot Robbie. I think if there was an upset, it would be. Maybe ScarJo. I think ScarJo might win.
This is the thing. Because what they didn't do is for writing, like for screenplay or for a director, they shut women out. So they have to give a nod and acknowledge that movement. And Bombshell does that.
Wait a minute. So, we need an NFL update. Do you know? Hold on. I want Mario to do it. What's the score of the NFL game? What do you know about the Kansas City Chiefs?
Nothing.
And that was our sports update. Anyway, so back to film.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, and guess who has them in points?
You? Yeah, and they score. You just won.
Are they going to the Super Bowl?
They're going to Super Bowl.
They just beat the Titans.
I'm so disappointed because, of course, I only watched for the halftime show, and I'm very disappointed at this year's halftime show.
I've been disappointed since Prince.
Yeah.
Prince was awesome. No, but Prince was awesome.
It was really great.
They should just have
Bruno Mars was good.
He's always good. They should just have him do it every year.
I like the one where MIA was flicking the camera off.
That's right.
That made me happy. Yeah. I love controversy. I love when the titty came out from Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
And you know why I love that? Because stupid ass NFL, they want everything to be like super PC.
Right.
They want everything to be super like family, and they want all the people going to the supermarket and getting the ribs. And then the bottom line is, in my opinion, the NFL, those fuckers were smoking on the sidelines and drinking fucking beers, but when shit was cool,
right?
And now it's like, when it's breast cancer awareness, we got to dress them like that. We got to make them wear pink socks, and we have to have all these women reporters. Which I'm not against having women doing stuff, but don't shove it like.
Yeah, you are.
No, but I'm saying like they're appealing to like this, like everything is like they don't want people.
They're trying to make up for all the bad shit that their people have done over the past 15, 20 years. Like it's a mess, dude.
You have a guy on the field who's 6'7", 340 pounds, running full speed to try to rip off someone's head, and then he says "fuck" in excitement, and they're like mad about that.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm fine with Jennifer Lopez being part of the halftime show because she's an entertainer, and by entertainer I mean like she doesn't do anything specifically that well. She's just packaged really well, and she's beautiful. I work with her like on my second job, but. I thought Shakira was dead. So why is she involved? She hasn't had a hit in forever. Why are you?
Well, I think she's still big in like the. I think she's still big in Latin.
Okay, well the Super Bowl is American.
Well, but is that horrible to say that? But dude, you know what? All the acts that have been going on have been old ass people. Like the Rolling Stones did it, and like
Rolling Stones should have done it 25 years ago.
But you're naming legends. Shakira's not a legend.
Well, to people who love her ass,
name a Shakira song, Bobby.
Anytime. No, but wherever.
Very good. Yeah. That shocked me.
No,
but anytime there's a Super Bowl show, there's always like the hardcore musicians on social media are going to be like, dude, they're not even playing their fucking live instruments, dude. There's no musical integrity, man. I'm like,
do you remember the Maroon 5 backlash? Whoa, there was petitions going around.
I worked on The Voice, so I can't. I don't think I could talk about Adam Levine, can I?
I don't think you legally can.
Is he on?
That he's amazingly talented?
I don't think. I always wondered, like when they brought him on, some of the people on The Voice that were judges, like. Oh, here we go. I'm
go ahead,
fired.
No, don't do it, man. It's not worth it.
Because I know
Adam
you probably
Levine.
can answer that.
I always thought Adam Levine's voice was like super nasally.
I never thought he had a rad voice. Like modulated. It sounds fake.
Yeah,
like it's all.
It's auto-tune. There's a lot of auto-tune.
I feel like he's the present day Huey Lewis.
And then
don't you say that about Huey Lewis.
It's
Huey
his
Lewis
favorite
is
guy.
a saint.
No, I love Huey Lewis, but like
he's deaf, man.
He is.
He lost his hearing.
And so did Phil Collins, right?
I I'm not a big
A lot
Phil.
of musicians
I like
did.
Peter Gabriel better than Phil Collins.
Did you
Oh,
think
love
also
I love Huey Lewis is cool.
the girl dating the country guy from the Voice?
Gwen Steph?
Do you think she should have been a judge on the Voice? She had a weird
Gwen
noise.
Stefani?
Yeah, she had a super
But
nasally voice too.
she
can't
wrote
sing.
all.
She
but
can't sing either.
She was really good with No Doubt.
But was she though?
But
The band was good.
There you go.
Like
you
the
see her
her
perform-
with the band
if
was
you see her perform live, I was very disappointed.
BANANAS. It's bananas.
It's a super nasally to me, dude. I never thought
she's-
that.
Yeah.
All right.
No Doubt was a good band.
Yeah.
So there you have it for our Oscars exclusive. Now we're moving on really quickly to the news because I got to get my friend Mario
Huey
out
Lewis
of
in
here.
the news?
Yes, that's what brought me into this segue here. So the Royals. Let's hear
yes.
Mario's take on the Royals.
Let's see. Well, breaking news here, in case people don't know, what I've heard is that they will eventually move to Los Angeles.
Well, we all heard
That
that.
Canada's that they've looked.
they were gonna go to Canada,
they've already
right?
Looked in Malibu last year.
Yeah.
So
well,
Canada is the pit stop before they come here, and they've claimed that they want Trump to be out of office before they come to America.
oh no, because
Also, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, agreed to pick up their security tab in Canada, which we're not going to do.
yeah, and also, so I said this to my wife, and she disagrees with me. So, well, she doesn't disagree with this particular point.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they were leaving because, like, one thing was they were getting hit up really hard in the tabloids out there, and there was like racism going on. Like when they had their kid, they said the baby looked like a monkey.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
were
know
talking
that
shit.
there was an MSNBC poll that said 72% of Brits disagree with Harry's choice, and it is because she's black.
But you're saying also that you think she's kind of a powerful woman, and she's like, "Fuck it, we're leaving."
I think it was the plan all along. I've heard rumors of
you-
Diana leaving these tapes behind, explaining things that were going on with the royal family, in case anything ever happened to her, and that the boys, as they got older, they were given those tapes, so they know what's going on. And William and Harry disagreed with how to handle that information, but Harry's plan all along was to not be part of it.
So what Jen disagrees with me with is I thought I was like, she's going to come back here and she's going to revive her acting career.
Revive or
Who is
start?
Jen?
Revive or start?
Not Jen. Well, yeah. When Meghan Markle comes out here, Jen is going to
gonna-
revive her acting career,
Yes,
which
Jen.
goes all the way back to high school.
Yes.
Oh, is this our little intro for the news?
No, it's just-
you can play it.
no.
Play it,
is
but
that?
quiet. It's Huey Lewis, you idiot.
What song is that? No,
They're so
It's
cheesy.
It's Heart
I
of
like,
Rock and Roll. Keep it a little low though. Actually, turn it off and I'll just throw it in.
Let me just bring it on over because Huey Lewis did songs for Back to the Future soundtrack.
Yeah,
right?
of
Power
course.
Love.
It's one of my favorite movies of all
Leah
time.
Thompson yesterday was at the march.
Oh yeah,
And-
and that's another thing I want to talk about, the Women's March. What time did this all go down yesterday?
Yesterday it went down at 10 o'clock. The actual march just began, and we went down to where we were going to have the rally at City Hall. I was organizing.
Why
it.
and why did you go to the march?
I went to the march. I think it's
And I'm
fine.
not asking you because you are biologically a male. Do you prefer to go he or she or they?
Me?
No, but it's like a thing. No, why did you? So you told me there was a thing that you said why. I thought you said why. Oh no, you were talking about Brianna. Am I allowed to talk about Brianna? Beep.
Well, I didn't actually know about it. I saw it on the news the Friday morning.
But you
and then
went
it
with
was-
somebody.
I
Are we
went-
allowed to say who that is?
Yes, the legend Jennifer Lewis. Yes,
The
absolutely.
mother of Black
The
Hollywood.
mother of Black Hollywood. Yes, my auntie. Not really, but you know how Black people say
And
that.
you kind
My
of
cousin.
she drove
She arrived in an Escalade. Yeah,
and you were with her
I wasn't with her. I was already at the venue
Okay.
waiting for her.
and
Yeah.
you were basically escorting her down to take care of her. Were you taking care of her?
No, not at all. She had
Oh.
her team there that was taking care of her. I
Okay.
just went to kind of support her.
Okay,
and
so
her performance.
so run through kind of the events and
was
who
great.
you
We
ran
had-
into.
It was a great. It was a march, and so we marched. We were in the front of the march, and it was very exciting. And we got there for the rally, and it was like a who's who in Hollywood. There were politicians there, but there was Academy Award winner Marlee Matlin was there. Lisa, I can't think of her name. She was in The Parent Trap.
And
Lindsay Lohan won.
woman of the year, Caitlyn Jenner was there.
Woman of the year, Caitlyn Jenner. Yes. What if? We're gonna get in trouble. What a firm handshake. I have to say that. I just have to say that. It's a very firm handshake. Yeah.
Did
people
did
people
Caitlyn
reminded
give
me
a
of course-
speech?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've decided to find the porta potties when that was going on. If you check my Instagram, all these photos.
Is there a reason?
Yeah.
So how many people do you think?
They said
Like a-
15,000.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think, and Okay, and who kind of was like the forefront really? Like, is this all the famous people and the politicians? Who was Maxine Waters?
Maxine Waters was there.
Maxine Waters.
The mayor was there.
Which
Our
one's-
mayor, the Los Angeles mayor.
Oh, the new dude. No,
Antonio Villaraigosa?
No. That
Was our governor there?
no. I love our governor.
You do?
Yeah,
Great dude.
I'd love to intern for him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's his name?
Gavin Newsom.
That's
Yeah.
right.
See, a lot of
Yeah.
gun folk don't like him.
Why not?
Well, because he's like
I thought he was
really.
really conservative.
He's sort of. Well, we're not getting into politics here, but I just did though. But
Yeah,
but
you guys brought up
who's our
politics.
mayor? Can we look him up?
Of
Shifty
LA?
Shift.
All right.
No, that's what
I
the
can't think of his name.
Trumposaurus calls him. That's our senator.
And Seal
This
was
is-
really great. Seal
oh,
was awesome.
did he-
Seal's
did he
such
sing?
a
Eric
nice
Garcetti.
thing.
Eric Garcetti, yeah,
Yes.
of the Garcetti super family.
Seal sang 3 songs the most of any performer
Seals?
there. Seal.
Was it just?
Oh, really?
Was it
So
was
nice.
it just him with music, or did he have a band?
No, this is a live band with background singers.
Okay.
So when he sang Kiss from a Rose, everyone went nuts, but that was the bonus song. He's like, I was going to give a speech, but instead I'm going to sing this song, and everyone went nuts.
It's a cool song.
Yeah, it's a great song. And he sounded
Where's he
just
from?
like the CD.
Do they do the Women's March every year? Don't they?
Yes, every year.
That's great.
Yeah.
And did you go last year?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. Is
Because
there
last
any-
year I wasn't an invited VIP.
Was there right? Was there? And that's
I'm
the
for
only way that
I'm for the cause. But
Mario's
like,
smart. He doesn't go unless. Why would you go unless if you're not VIP, you shouldn't go anywhere
this
because
is
it
really horrible
sucks
to
unless
say.
you're VIP.
And people know that I prefer actually working with women most times over men when women are producers and UPMs, and I love that. But I asked right away. I was like, after this march, will there be craft service at the rally? Because I wanted a snack.
Of course, that's why I made food here because I knew you'd be hungry. Because I don't want Mario showing up and saying when I went to Bobby's house and there was no food and he's a fucking poor asshole. Was there any drama yesterday that you're allowed to talk about?
No, I was looking for it. You know me, Bobby.
I do know you.
I was looking for it.
That's why I had you on. I've been waiting
No,
years to get you
I will
on
say
here.
that people, in my opinion, were not chatty so much with Caitlin. Caitlin was kind of there off to the side with her girlfriend,
Yeah.
and her girlfriend's beautiful. I can't think of her girlfriend's name. She's beautiful.
And then the Kardashians were there.
They were not there. There were no Kardashians there.
So women should just stop watching their shit and buying their shit.
That's so true. Yeah, who's gonna buy shapewear if you can't show up to a rally?
So
right?
just so you
Sorry,
know,
Kim.
the Jenners, if you want me to change my opinion, I am accepting sponsors. And then I can change my tune and I'll talk all the best things about it. That's how it works on this show. I will talk shit about every single person in the damn world until they give me money. And then all of a sudden I'll be their friend. But it was a successful march.
It was a great experience. It actually my very first march, so it made me like look at how I can get involved and help. Absolutely,
Very cool.
and more importantly, there was a Cheetah Girls reunion for those, like Raven Simone and then the other Cheetah Girl reunited.
Anybody watch the Conor McGregor fight last night?
Oh, my son did.
I did.
It was like
showed-
5 seconds,
Can you
wasn't it?
believe that? Can you believe?
Of course I can, dude. We come from the era of Mike Tyson, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Mike Tyson dude, I saw a Mike Tyson fight in Memphis against Etienne, where it's like that was a fight that lasted like a minute. It was like his comeback. It's
crazy.
And when he got the tattoo on his face.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
So we paid $25 and sat in the nosebleeds, and then the fight was over. It was another.
That's
there was
insane.
other. It was like what's her face? I think that girl, Tanya Harding, was one of the opening fights for that one too.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and I think she may have lost. I'll have to double check.
I'm fascinated by her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think she brought a baby to a bar one time, or a kid to a bar. She
Who
didn't have a
did?
kid, did she?
Who?
She's in that white trash fucking thing that we were talking about earlier with all those super other famous white trash. Again, I'm sorry. That's my opinion, and I apologize, and I don't want to get sued. But it's like I don't think that's a fact. I'm just saying if you bring a baby to a bar, that's like trash.
I think she
you know?
did. Like allegedly.
You know, white
Allegedly.
trash is offensive to people too because they say like if you say white trash, you're saying like oh white people are great, and you have to say white trash to like you know what I'm saying.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I try to have my thumb on the pulse because I don't want to
Yeah.
get because someday I have a feeling something's going to explode in a good way for me, and then all these fuckface trolls are going to come and find my podcast and say, "Oh, he said white trash. He's racist."
Oh my gosh, I hope
Probably.
that when
It's racist to say white trash to other races.
But scandal is good. I hope that's like there's a sex tape that comes out for me. Like
Not for me. Oh, I thought you were to say that you hope there's
me.
one of me. I'm like,
one of me. I was like, is that webcam on? Turn it on.
anyways. Anyways.
What's next?
Well, I mean, that's kind of all that I had to talk about on the. I mean, we got Mario's take on the Women's March, the Royals. I kind of wanted to go through Banner's Facebook, his news that he puts on.
So good, right? I love what Banner
I
posts.
wanted to one like news story, and I'll try to post this on my website.
Oh,
great.
Sean.
Don't worry about it.
So Banner News from the Decider. Never heard of that outlet, but you know that's why we do what we do. We learn.
Yes.
Fritz the Cat, the infamous X-rated cartoon that grossed $90 million, lands on Amazon Prime.
What?
Dirty cartoons have been around since the dawn of animation and the dawn of man, basically. If you look in caves, there's like stick figures with dicks on them. But none took the world of cinema by storm, pushed the envelope further, and made a cause célèbre, quite like the release of 1972's Fritz the Cat, the first animated feature to be slapped with an X rating. There's a picture of these like cats fucking in this bathtub.
You know what's so funny? As you were speaking of this and you said Fritz, I was thinking about Felix the cat. I was like, he was dirty. Did he have like a side career that I didn't know about?
Yeah, and he's iconic. There's that Felix the Cat thing down in off La Brea.
Yeah.
How did the R. Crumb comic turned Ralph Bakshi feature debut become one of the most talked about, reviled, and condemned works of the last third of the 20th century?
I'm gonna send you the video I made yesterday, Sean, of him singing that. It was perfection.
Oh, yeah.
So here you go.
Yeah.
Full band or like was he?
He sounded amazing.
You took a video. You sneak.
Yeah.
You'll have to send that to
And
me.
they let us go in the very front row.
So anyways, since this is an adult program, if you want to check out a piece of American cinema history, and there's an X-rated cartoon called Fritz the Cat on Amazon Prime. I don't recommend it. I recommend...
That means you, Aaron, know watching that, please.
Okay, and then something from something from Reddit I found, if we want to discuss things. Here we go. What's the matter, homie?
Nothing.
Saved. I save a lot of little things. What's the most ridiculous, fucked up thing you've done for money, Sean?
For money?
Okay, we're gonna have to bleep that out. What about you, Mario? What's the most ridiculous, fucked up thing you've done for money that you can say on the air that won't get you fired and won't get your 18-year-old kid taken away?
No, I was in my 20s. It was very dumb, and I've since felt bad about it. But I once sold a home video that I owned. I'd made the video, so I owned it. Myself and Shannon Doherty. And that was probably of course very stupid to do that. And I was in my 20s and got a lot of money for it.
What was it?
It was nothing. We were just goofing around on set. And
like a work.
She turned around and was showing off her butt, and I was filming it. She had clothes. And
she was in American Pie, right?
No.
Oh.
90210.
That's right.
Charmed.
That was somebody else. I know who you're talking about.
So that was very stupid of me to do that.
That's cool.
The first time I went to Vegas.
Oh no, it's a Vegas story.
I know what you're going to... It's one of Bart's top friends, right?
I was broke.
Oh no.
I probably had $7 in the bank, and my friends were going to Vegas, and they said, you should come and hang out. I was like, why? I'm not going to have fun. He goes, I'll spot you like $40. And I was like, okay. And he goes, you pay me back whenever. We went up to Vegas. It was me, my best friend Cam. We call him a cowboy.
What's it short?
C-boy, short for cowboy.
That's from...
My friend Bart and two of his cop friends. And we went up, and so Bart and them, they used to fucking get killed in Vegas, money-wise. They'd lose. We were driving up, and I believe Bart lost $600 before we got there, and he was done. We got up there, and he's like, I have no money to gamble left.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we were young. We were, he just got in the police. He just graduated from the academy. So he had this friend up there, and there was this girl. I'm not going to say their names, but
Wait, who?
Huh? Bart's cop friends.
Oh,
And
I know who they are.
And one of them starts with a G. And so there was this girl, and he had a girlfriend, and he had just started a relationship with this chick when we were in Vegas. And now I think he married this chick.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of, I guess that's a good thing, right? Yeah. So I got up there. I got up to Vegas. We started playing blackjack, and I won like $200.
Off 40?
Off 40.
Wow.
And I gave immediately my friend the money back so I wouldn't have to do, just in case I lost the money. One of the guy, Bart's friend, the cop, was up $1,000 in like an hour or something.
That's awesome.
And everybody else lost. And my buddy Cam kept coming up, and he's like, hey, he actually came up and said, give me my money back. And I was like, yeah. And he was like kind of losing. We wake up in the morning to go to a buffet because that's what you do in Vegas. And my buddy's like, hey, while we're waiting for everybody, let's play blackjack. And I was like, sure. And then I fucking lost like everything that I won. Except I was even with my buddy. We were staying at the Sahara too, and I didn't bring a pillow. The Sahara's gone now. I think they tore it down.
I think they did, yeah.
I was sleeping on the floor, and it was like sandpaper, so gross. I was like just on the floor sleeping. Just, so painful. So I went to... breakfast, and they have like really good buffets that you can eat for free and stuff. Like, so we were eating, and that's when it all started. They started like saying, "Hey, I'll pay you. I'll pay you $5 if you eat this hot sauce concoction thing." And I would be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" So I fucking did it. Yeah, and then I got some money, and I started gambling again, and then I would lose.
Oh, wow.
So then they would do some more stuff. So we went up to the room, and it was just me, Cam, and I think Bart, and they said. I said, the girl's suitcase was there, and I opened it up, and her underwear were on the top, and I said, I'm gonna take it, and her camera was there, so I put her underwear on, and I took a picture with her camera, like all sexy, I think, on the bed, and then put the camera and the underwear back.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
We never heard from it, so I don't know what the hell. So if I ever run for president, that's going to stop me.
Wait, did you also
elected, buddy?
on that same trip? Did you also?
No, I'm just kidding. No, but anyway, what'd you say?
Didn't you also jump into the shower with one of?
Well, yeah. So the next
that
thing,
was another dare.
So they gave me
hey,
money
we'll give
for
you
that.
$20 if you.
So they gave me money for that. Then they said, "We'll give you $5 each if you get in the shower with Guillermo, who was taking a shower." Shit, said his name.
Wow.
So his name was Guillermo. So Guillermo was showering. This guy I'd never met before, and I was like, "But I've played football," so I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I opened the door like all quiet, and I looked in, and he was like putting shampoo on his head. So I fucking just like snuck in behind him in the shower.
Oh my god!
And
Were you naked?
I was totally naked. And I started I kind of like caught some water on the side here, and I guess because I was doing this, and he turned around and he saw me, and he goes, like, he stopped, and he was like, it was like processing, and he goes, "What the fuck?" Like just like calm like that.
That's
So
funny.
and that was the last thing I did for money. In the end, I ended up like losing. I didn't make any money. It was like I couldn't win anything. At the beginning, I won, and then I didn't have enough money to play. I feel like, but I had fun. It was fun.
Right.
Yeah, nothing really bad happened, and I never got sued for that girl's underwear. I've never told that story on the air before. It's been a while. So I've only told it actually amongst my buddies.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah. So, anyways, this was our Oscars exclusive. I think we finally wrapped it up. Unless you have one last tidbit of celebrity gossip that you want to throw down, Mario. Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
You're good. The best dad. We've already got one award so far.
I'm stacking up.
I'm going to close this show out with some original music from Sean and Bobby.
Nice. I love it.
All right.
So.
This is the one, man. This is the one that's going to get us out of this shithole.
Yeah.
Locals wanna run this man out of town. Burn a couple bridges, he burned them down. Burn down.
about it yesterday, and I was like, Aaron, actually, that was exaggerated. I was actually working on a Bravo show called Odd Mom Out, and the base camp was 4 blocks away. I thought it was quicker if we just cut through the middle of the street, which had been taken over by a Black Lives Matter march. So the actors, I walked them through the middle. So technically, I did walk in the march. I just didn't make a poster or anything. I was at work.
So, where's the papers?
Him is chewing though. How good is that? Is that bad?
Yeah, it's awful.
What
Let's
is?
keep doing.
Should I back away when I'm chewing?
No, yes. You should back away when you're chewing.
Okay.
Where's my little note?
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I told you
Just comes in, just starts sweeping back there. I don't know.
There's no way. Really fun?
Because I always come over here, we'll do like stuff like this or music stuff. Usually music stuff, and at least one time every time I'm here, like I'll just like walk back here, and I never know what she's doing, but anytime it happens, Bobby's always like, God damn it! Fuck you, Ian. Woo! Damn, that Chipotle sauce was
that way.
And Bobby, you know me. I've never really had big black things near my face. So.
Oh, get out of here!
You're not recording, are you?
Hey, so what? I was lying earlier. What makes ArcLight Theater so special? I've never been there.
Really expensive.
In all honesty, I've never even heard of it until you guys just mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah.
And Sean is supposed to be our exclusive Hollywood reporter.
I'm an exclusive Hollywood reporter. I just don't go to a lot of movie theaters.
Even though, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the Academy Awards.
Yeah. Well,
Live. The
ArcLight, to educate our fans who are not familiar with ArcLight, who live in the Midwest, our fans, because we have a lot of fans.
A lot.
Lots of fans.
We're spanning across the globe.
So, ArcLight Theater is a theater in LA where they kind of were one of the first people who allowed you to pick your seats. Like, you could pick your seats ahead of time. They were a little more pricey, but they had, like, really high quality screens, very nice seats, good theater.
Oh,
You
cool.
could order lots of food there, and like, so it was like an experience. When I went to see Hateful Eight there,
Oh, you saw.
Oh.
I saw it the day after Christmas, and I was concerned because it's like, oh, this is a movie that's going to be sold out or whatever. I'm just going to go. I went at 8 in. There was 4 people there.
Well,
Oh my
because you went to a movie at 8 in the morning.
It was, but
Wow.
I like that.
Did you get there early?
I got not that early, but I got there, and I don't know if it was just because of Hateful Eight or if it was ArcLight. They gave you I think I have it up there somewhere, but they gave me this book that was part of Hateful Eight that had pictures of like the making of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I like so much about the ArcLight. They always have, well, not always, but a lot of times they have exclusive like material because we have like limited edition Once Upon a Time in Hollywood posters. Of course, you know me. I took 9.
Ghetto. You're fucking ghetto, Mario.
I try. So we took a whole bunch of it and we actually mailed them to friends and stuff. But yeah, because the ArcLight had a retrospective. They played, leading up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's release, they played all of Tarantino's movies.
Oh, in one night?
No.
Well, that would be like 38 hours.
It would be like when the El Capitan did all the Star Wars movies and people had really bad BO.
Oh,
They
God.
didn't leave to shower. Did you hear that?
I got a friend that doesn't wear deodorant.
Does he like Star Wars?
I don't think so.
No, it's just because comic book people, Star Wars people.
No.
What's it? Science fiction people. They must think that you never see anybody in those movies putting deodorant on, so neither do their fans. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. No, this particular friend I'm talking about, though, it's more along the lines of like what deodorant's made out of. Apparently, there's aluminum in it.
I know who you're talking about. It's one of the twins, isn't it?
No, it's not actually.
What?
It's not. I'm not gonna say any names.
It's Jeff.
No, Jeff wears Old Spice.
I could put together a list of 5 celebrities I know and have worked with that don't use deodorant. That'd be helpful.
Is it because?
I don't want to be
Let's
accused.
do it.
I don't want to be. No, we can
Is one
get
of them-
sued for slander.
We can't because a lot of
No,
them
these
are
are
public.
facts.
They're public.
I'm going to say
about it.
coming out of my mouth.
Matthew
These
McConaughey.
are facts. He didn't have BO when I met him.
No, but he's okay. No, but he doesn't. He does the natural deodorant
Okay.
stuff. He does
Like
natural
oatmeal
deodorant
and vinegar.
stuff. Vinegar.
Vinegar.
Is that
By
a
the way,
thing?
I know oatmeal is, but vinegar, like anytime somebody is like anti using anything, that's not good for you, vinegar's always like somebody's telling me like, yeah, man, I don't use like normal cleaning solution when I'm cleaning the kitchen or the bathroom, I just use vinegar and water and salt and
It's my
something like
mother.
that. I don't know if that was.
She uses vinegar to clean up.
Vinegar sucks.
So what are the 5 actors that have BO?
That I've encountered, I would say,
Didn't have or did have?
did not. I don't know.
Did not have.
Well, there was
what the fuck? I don't care
this
about
one-
who doesn't have BO.
This one actress, she used some kind of rock or something that she put on her arm, which wasn't effective. But I won't name her. But I will say.
What movie was she in?
She was in a movie called Rough Night with Scarlett Johansson.
ScarJo?
Yeah, Scarlett.
ScarJo does not have BO. Does not have BO.
No,
right?
she doesn't.
She's up for
She
2
smells good.
Academy Awards this year, guys. By the way,
It's amazing. I'm so happy for her.
I hope she-
I like Scarlett a
I
lot.
have something to say about that, but I'm gonna say it later.
Okay.
and then she'll probably be up for another one next year for her role in Black Widow.
Yeah.
An origin story.
Yeah,
By the way, Avengers isn't up for Best Picture.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I know, man. It's like the biggest movie like ever, and
And
like
it's
you gotta
snubbed.
at least get a nomination.
I think it's not nominated because of Martin Scorsese, because he went out and said all these comic book movies are trash.
Oh,
Really?
He said comic book movies
say
are not
that.
cinema.
Right.
And I'm like-
I actually,
but his
I've
movies
never-
go straight to Netflix.
Hold on.
You're just watching Scorsese on your phone, on your
Sean?
Nokia phone.
Do I have to tell you again? Don't fucking talk shit about Netflix because we want them to be like our people.
No,
We love Netflix. Hi, Brittany.
love. I canceled my Netflix
It's like, dude, every
subscription.
time, every time
Just
I
kidding,
say
Sean.
Netflix,
I'm just kidding.
He goes on and starts trashing them, and I'm like, dude, I need them. I need them in my life because I don't have cable. I don't have. I have Netflix, Hulu with HBO, Hulu with HBO, Amazon Prime because I started it because I'm a fucking American who orders tons of shit and doesn't feel like leaving the house. But then I got Amazon Prime, which one of my favorite shows on that was Man in the High Castle. Fucking great. Have y'all watched that show?
I have
Nope.
not watched it.
Never
It's a
seen
great
it.
show.
I heard it's about like what if like the Nazis won.
Who's the star?
Aaron Paul.
Is it?
No.
I just made this
was
first
like, what?
first name that came
That's
to
who you
mind.
remind me of, Aaron Paul. So.
I get that. Never actually. Nobody's ever said that. I usually get McConaughey, Tom Cruise, Lawrence Fishburne. Oh, by the way,
You know
Lawrence.
that he works on the show we work on,
Yes, I know he's on.
and he's an avid listener.
You know,
Yes, this is an interview
you know, Lawrence.
poster.
You mentioned Adrian Brody earlier, right?
Yeah.
What do Adrian Brody and Lawrence Fishburne have in common? And not that both of their names have an A in it.
Okay. What do they have?
That's obvious.
No, I don't
They
know.
were both in one of the greatest movies ever made called Predators. Lawrence Fishburne was in it. A lot of people don't know that, but that's
No,
why.
he was in the spaceship. He
Yeah,
found-
he was in and he was wearing like a cloak
Do
and.
you know about this?
No, I don't.
Well, do you know, it was also snubbed for an Academy Award.
I know,
That's
I know.
shameful.
That we'll save that conversation for another day, though.
Maybe today, but maybe later.
Let's get the
Let's
show
talk
started.
Let's talk about 2016's movies.
Dude,
Let's take a
Just
look
so you
back.
know,
But Sean, you shit.